All right, welcome back, folks. We are picking up here with Civ4 AI Survivor. It's season number 9, and this is game number 7. We're getting to the end of the opening rounds here. For this game, the picking contest has Justinian as the favorite. Welcome, by the way, Green Reason. Glad you could catch the stream. Justinian's been picked by a little bit over half the contest to win. I have picked him for second. We'll see what happens. I've said before game, I think that the one to watch is Zara, because I think Zara is either going to probably win the game or be first to die. He has the highest piece weight in the field. He has a piece weight 6 with a lot of 0 and 1 and 2 piece weights. I think he's just going to get ganged up on too much, but I am prepared to be surprised. And then I have picked Gilgamesh to win, who is one of the more popular picks, but that opinion was not shared by as many other people. And yeah, I think we should go ahead and get started and see what happens here. Okay, some interesting tech choices right out of the gate. Gilgamesh is on animal husbandry, which I said was the tech he needs to go. Saladin is going after religion. Justinian is not on a religion. Interesting. Is he... Oh, he's animal husbandry beeline. Oh. Well, that's different. At least he's not an archery beeline. That would be a disaster. Okay, well, I said animal husbandry is the tech he needs to unlock his start. So that could be really, really good. But Zara, he may get locked out of a religion here, though, because Zara is also on meditation. Now, Zara will not get meditation because Saladin's going to get that. But Zara might get the other religion here, which is interesting. Interesting. Okay. And then Mao is also animal husbandry, which is a very good tech. Well, I don't know about very good tech. Probably still the best opening tech for him to research, because he does have the sheep and this sadly isolated crab that he can't connect. Remember, China has agriculture mining opening tech, so he can already farm this tile here. And then who is the other one? And then Genghis Khan is going for agriculture, which is the obvious tech for him to go at this starting position here. All right, settlers, where the settlers are going. It's wherever the archers are. Okay, well, we have some immediate tension here between Justinian and Zara. It looks like they're heading straight for each other. Gilgamesh is going in this direction. Okay. This is our car repair place. 1 second. Let me turn off the mic just for a second here. Hello? Not the greatest timing here. We dropped off a car for repairs earlier today. They just called to say it was ready. I wish they'd called about 10 minutes earlier before we started this game, but it's okay. Anyway, real life intruding here on AI Survivor. Gilgamesh looks like he's going here. He's probably going to settle here, maybe, or here. This would get his corn resource, which is sadly wasted by the capital. Mao is probably going to settle this ivory group, which is good to get the ivory, but there's no food bonus. And oh no, Saladin, no, Saladin, bad Saladin, no, Saladin, bad. What is he doing? I guess he's going to try to settle up here. Oh no. Anyway, so Gilgamesh did settle here. Now this city spot right here is basically like, this is the benefit of having creative trait, because this is a garbage city as settled, but as soon as those borders pop in 4 turns, gets a dry corn, grassland cow, and post animal husbandry to the horse. This is a really nice second city. Although, wait a minute, what is Gilgamesh doing? Well, he's building a settler at size 1? Interesting. I mean, I suppose if he took that settler and like tossed it right here, he could just screw over Mao enormously in this game. A little sketchy, I know, a little sketchy. I don't know about that. I don't love it when they build a settler in the capital at size 1. I don't know. Anyway, no one else has settled yet. Yeah, oh my god. I mean, I understand that he wanted the resource here, but he's actually just pulled the pigs away from his capital. He left his capital with 0 food bonuses. Ugh, that's Oh, that it's not what you want. Let's put it that way. He just has completely screwed over his capital. Oh my goodness. Oof. All right. Well, let's look at the other cities. Well, Genghis Khan has once again the benefits of being creative, so you can pop borders here. He might not have this copper for a while. Well, no, that's not true. The capital will pop borders on turn 50. So he'll have this on turn 50. Yeah, that's I mean, he'll be able to move he can move it to this tile next turn. So it's not a 30 turn settler. It'll still be like a 20 turn settler. I don't know, man. That's not looking good. All right, well Zara has gone straight towards Justinian. You can see both of their cities right now, pretty close to each other. I'm a little concerned for Justinian in the sense that if this becomes a holy city, its borders are going to stretch out to here. So that actually might not be good. Zara has one. I would not say that. Zara has a very 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 long way to go. But he will be able to connect the gold tile quickly with his because he just start with mining tech. So that what is his worker doing, by the way? His workers just hang out in the capital there. Interesting. So, well, we'll see. I wonder if Justinian will try to found a religion at all. I mean, Justinian, one nice thing is he will pop the borders because even though he doesn't have a religion, it starts with mysticism. So this will be a little slow, but he'll build the monument, it'll pop the borders, and that'll be a decent enough city. And then we just need Mal to settle. Okay. Again, it's nice to have the hunting resource, right? And he is going to be able to build a settler pretty quickly here for a size 1 city. That's a relatively fast pace because he's got the 2 hammer plant. The problem is there's no food here. Like he'll have to if he pops the borders, this is a good city. Again, he's not creative though, and Mal often ignores mysticism. So until he pops the borders, this is not great. And again, if he doesn't pop the borders, he's not going to have copper. He may have like denied himself copper here, which is a little bit silly. It looks like Gilgamesh farmed this tile. Now, when he has animal husbandry, he'll come back and he'll pasture the cows, or he'll pasture this. So this settler will probably be a little bit faster. Interesting. All right, well, definitely an interesting opening here. Now, the question that I'm interested in is, does Zara swap off... Does he swap to polytheism after Saladin founds meditation? I'm curious to see, because the next thing that's going to happen is Saladin's going to found Islam up there in Medina. I mean, he can build roads. He's going to build a lot of roads, because that's all he can do at the moment. He has roads and, what is it, wheel mysticism are his starting text. So let's see what Zara does here. Oh no, he's pulled off for animal husbandry. That second religion is still out there for somebody. He's detoured over, and he did connect the gold. Oh no, he's building a 23-turn settler. Okay, that's not great. Well, the animal husbandry, this will speed his research. It also means his settler is going to take forever to come out. So that's not so great. And he's stuck at size 1 while this happens. Well, that's interesting. I mean, some odd openings here. Definitely some odd openings. Justinian is still on animal husbandry. A lot of people on animal husbandry. Almost everyone in the game is on this tech right now. So far. One nice thing about early wheel tech is you can get that early trade connection. So like over here we have that, and then Saladin also has the early trade route connection between the two cities. So that's a little bit of nice extra stuff. I do like that Mal is building a worker in his capital and to go with his settler, because like the AI often struggles with those settlers. And well, anyway, this city at least will be able to grow connecting that. I'm curious where this worker goes next. It's probably gonna improve the pigs up here. All right, Genghis Khan going for the archery research, which is definitely not what he wants. Beshbulik did switch to the hill tile, so that settler is not too slow. The capital is not exactly speeding along here. Zara had floodplains poison. He'll be unhealthy at size 2. Well, he'll be able to connect the cows because he's going animal husbandry. That city, yeah, I mean, with the cows, that city will be okay, but it is going to struggle a bit to grow. Apparently, he's mining the hill tile, which is a little silly because he can't work that tile. But yeah, we're just waiting to see who's going to go for that next religion. Is going to be real interesting to see. And then we have a wave of settlers that'll be due relatively soon. Where did that... Wait, what? Oh, Gilgamesh's worker ran down. What? Where is... Oh! Of course, he's going to connect this, I guess. I went to wrote it. Very, very odd. Anyway, let's see what Mao goes next. He just went animal husbandry, so we can connect this. He should probably go mysticism for his next. No, hunting. Well, that makes sense because he has the ivory. That makes sense there. He's farming the tile. Oh, man. Will he realize he should cancel the farm so he can build a pasture? Nope, apparently not. Justinian is still building warriors as not queued up. Justinian's like the only one who hasn't queued up an early settler, but he probably will do that. He's also built a ridiculous number of roads. And no one has queued up, gone for that next religion. I wonder if Justinian's going to go for that religion and try to found it in here. Let's see. Well, we haven't seen him queue it up yet. Gilgamesh doesn't... Oh, that's true. He didn't have animal husbandry yet. Yeah, I guess he just finished. So he is going 3-turn worker. I do like that, the early 3-turn worker. Because the AI struggles to get workers out early. And we have a whole bunch of settlers doing, what, about 7 to 8 turns. We have a very slow settler here, because unfortunately, Saladin can't do much of anything. What is he researching now? Oh! Zara is going polytheism with that gold tile. He's going to found his religion right here. I don't know what that means in terms of him and Justinian. By the way, a lot of space over here for Genghis Khan at the moment. 3-term, yeah, 3-term polytheism. Jeez, what is his? Where is? Wow, oh wow, 24 gold per turn, or 24 beakers per turn. That's a lot. Everybody else is down around like 8 to 10 or whatever. 9, yeah, everybody else is down there. He's at 24. Wow. Jeez, that early gold tile. And being on the river for the trade connection helps too. Yeah, Justinian and Zara, it's going to be tough. One of them is likely to struggle here. Okay, Justinian, oof. He also went archery. That's, yeah, you don't want that early archery. Holy City Culture, yeah, also will be boosted by Estelle. That's true. Because he'll build that even though he doesn't need to. Interesting. Did Justinian stop building a settler? No, he was never building a settler. He was building it in his second city. He never built one in his capital. Turn 18 archery is not... I mean, it's not that bad, but there's definitely... The problem is, like, he still needs agriculture. He still needs fishing. He still needs bronze working. He still needs mining. Like, it's not... Like, it's not awful. Like, it could be worse, but, like, there's just a lot of other competing priorities that would be better. All right. I mean, I guess it's better than him going polytheism and not getting a religion and then going archery. So, like, it could be worse for sure. But it also could be better, too. By the way, this city is looking pretty solid here, especially because didn't Gilgamesh just do hunting as well? I mean, you can see Gilgamesh is last in score, but that's because his capital size 1. Like, that's the reason. Oh, and he also has water tiles that don't give him score points as well. Where are his workers? I thought he had 2 workers here. Oh, he's connecting he's connecting this tile. Okay. Interesting. So who actually gets their settler out first? There's like 3 different settlers that are all doing 3 turns. 3 turns, 3 turns, 3 turns. Okay. I'm really curious about this Mao and Gilgamesh, where their 2 settlers are going to go. I'm less interested in Genghis Khan because he's not really in a race with anybody for anything. Mao, early masonry, I guess because he has the marble tile. He wants to get masonry. Anyway, there's Christianity popping up there in Gondar. I mean... This is a lot of culture. He's going to hit the 100 culture in 9 turns. And he'll hit the 500 culture, you know, in like, considering that the cultural increase with stuff like cultural buildings doubling over time and whatnot. He'll probably hit the 500 culture around turn 70-ish or so. Most likely. All right. Finally getting Zara's finally getting the Plains Cow connected, which is a big boost for him. Look at all these floodplain tiles. He has a lot of food hammers, or he has a lot of food, not that many hammers right now. Justinian is done. Well, Link Mario Samus likes to make some very bold predictions here. Has already said that Zara has won and Justinian is done at this point. I think that might be a little premature to claim that, but we'll see. Zara is going to have an unfriendly neighborhood around him. Also, by the way, remember how Gilgamesh was last in score? Now he's jumped up to being first in score. Like, the early score is not that important. All right, so we just had settlers finished in Gilgamesh and Mao, and also Temujin. So let's see where they all end up going, shall we? All right. It's where the archers are on the screen. Now, apparently the answer is the one from Gilgamesh is not going anywhere. Gilgamesh? See, Gilgamesh, it's not enough to just build the settler. You also must move it as well. Temujin's... He's probably going to settle over here, would be my guess. Now he's gone bronze working. And now Gilgamesh also got archery. Now Gilgamesh dropped down to last in score as well. Justinian's on mining, which is probably a good tech for him. All right, Mao looks like he's going to try to claim this. I wish that Gilgamesh was not being settled on quite... And Gilgamesh is going in this direction, which, again, he probably just wants the... He probably wants the cow and the horse, but he's... unfortunately for anyone who picked Gilgamesh like me, I think he's ceding some of the land in between him. I was kind of hoping that Gilgamesh would go settle this spot here, which he is not doing. Mao is staying away from that desert right now. We also did have a settler just finished here from Saladin, so that's also moving around too. Oh yeah, we can check. People said to check, request to check the capital. Sure. So Gilgamesh's capital is still pretty small because he, well, turn on the resources, a little easier to see. He needs to pasture this cow. He'll have that done next turn. So he was slowed by doing that settler at size 1. Mao's capital, he's connected the sheep and mined and farm. For some reason, he's not working his 6 food corn tile there. This looks terrible. Ugh, splitting off the food into his second city was such a bad decision. I mean, Medina's size 5, but like, what does it do at size 5? There's no hills to work. Genghis Khan has food, but he doesn't have... Okay, he just got mining, so he's connecting his gold. His capital will look a lot better as soon as that's done, because he'll have +1 happiness. Zara has tons of food. He's a little bit more production strapped. And then over here, we're doing a very, very fast Stonehenge build for Justinian, which seems like a good pick. Seems like a good choice. It'll also get him some... So if he gets a great profit from that, he'll probably try to light bulb some kind of tech, like a religious tech. No guarantee, but there's a decent chance of that. Yeah, Justinian getting Stonehenge would help. Again, these borders are about to pop here. Any turn now. Justinian, and he's going for bronze working, early bronze working here. Thessalonica's borders also popped a couple turns ago, so he'll have the horses connected. All right, Gilgamesh settled over here. It's a pretty nice... Well, why did he... Huh, I guess he wanted the spices. I don't understand why this wasn't here, because if it's here, it also gets the horses and eventually the rice as well. So I don't quite understand that decision. And then Mao settled here, settled right up on Justinian. Now this is on a hill, which could mean that if Gilgamesh ends up fighting Mao, that he's going to slam units into a protective longbows on a hill, which is always a disaster for any other leader. And Justinian's settler is apparently heading for the tundra, so I don't know about that decision. I didn't highlight where Genghis Khan settled. He picked a spot where, once again, not being creative is hurting because there's a lot of jungle resources in the second ring. But he is founding another settler over here, which is kind of nice. And Saladin has picked a spot that will be better when the borders expand, because there's that wheat in the second ring. But I feel like Saladin's score looks okay for now, but I think his score is going to fall off pretty quickly because that capital is just in a very weak position overall. Yeah, welcome to the tundra, right? Anyway, I mean, like, there's a sheep here, but there were definitely better spots he could have picked than this. Also, Gondar has now expanded its borders, so there's no... Technically, they already have border tension right now. And I don't think Justinian's going to get any of these gold tiles. I think Zara's going to get all of them. So again, I said, I think Zara's either going to win the game or I think he's going to be first to die, because, like, this is a nice opening here. And does he have a settler out? He should. Yes, he does. But the problem is if, like, so it's like, Zara, let me put it this way. Zara is the Gandhi of this game. If people don't attack him and slow him down, he's going to win. But I think people are going to attack him and slow him down, is the thing. But he's the Gandhi of this week's game, is the way that it works, basically. Well, Justinian is going to get Stonehenge here. There's no question about that. no one else is even building this wonder. So he's going to have that. And then that means he doesn't have to waste time building monuments, which is certainly nice. And he'll also get culture. And he'll get a great profit in 50 turns. I don't know. I don't love the position for Justinian here, though. I think Zara has not done what I was expecting in this game at all. I would also be concerned that... I would just be concerned that the two of them might end up in conflict. Let's look at the Diplo real quick. How does Justinian feel about Zara, anyway? He's pleased at the moment. So for the moment, is still pleased. Or wait, no, that Zara is pleased with him. Justinian is cautious with Zara. I was looking at it backwards. Okay. Cautious at the moment, which is not surprising. I'm wondering if Justinian... I'm wondering who goes for the third religion in this game, too, because I think that's going to be interesting. Zara going pottery is probably a good tech, so we can start cottaging all these floodplains tiles. Anyway, checking in up here, Mao is going early Great Wall, which seems like a bad choice for him. We have another settler from Gilgamesh. Double settlers from Gilgamesh. That might be too many settlers. I guess he feels confident economically. I mean, this city here... This city, Eridu, is ridiculously strong. Look at this spot. He's working 4 early resource tiles, and he has the +1 happiness from Ivory. Dry corn, horses, cows, and... this is a kind of a monster spot this early in the game. It's actually better than his capital right now. Yeah, okay. And so far he hasn't connected the marble to go off into Wonderland. Yeah, early pottery from Genghis Khan is really interesting. He does have bronze working, so he will be able to cut the trees down. I don't know why you need walls this early in the game. So meanwhile, Saladin's just like doing his own thing up here. He's very isolated from the others by these deserts. Desert here and desert here, and then tundra. So, I mean, it's nice that he's isolated. The bad news is this land is pretty low quality. But, yeah, we're going to have some more settlers out relatively soon. Oh, this is bad. This is... No. Bad Zara. Bad Zara. No. 28-turn Temple of Artemis build. No. Oh, my God. Why? He's going to have, like... Oh, my God. He's not building any settlers right now, is he? No. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Well, this is what Justinian does, 4-turn settler. He needs to get some happiness. He's used to having religion, and he doesn't have a religion this early. So that's pretty noteworthy. Anyway, we just had a settler finish on the part of Gilgamesh. He will have chariots to help him with barbarian busting, so that could be nice. Let's see, I hope he's not dumb enough to have his worker get captured here. No, they just ran backwards. Although apparently that barbed warrior killed something. And he just finished a settler here. He also has another settler almost done. Who else? Someone else had a settler that was just about finished, I thought. That's a worker, right? Yeah, that's a worker building a camp. That's it. Temujin also finished an early settler. He's also imperialistic, so he also gets the early settlers. I think he's going to found right on this tile here. Yeah. Low food city, but good production. All right, Lalibela is right on the border here. Of course, this will pop its borders with creative. Notably, Lalibela is not on a hill tile, which could be significant. And Gilgamesh is heading south, which is kind of the direction he has to go. Still, if Gilgamesh claims this, he kind of needs to get this little area here, because he's definitely going to be contending with Justinian for that. And then, I guess there's room for a city. So, well, Mao probably gets this spot here. There's room for another city to claim the corn up here as well. He's got a 1-turn settler there, too. Are we in the Bronze Age yet? A lot of people were going bronze working. So, I guess so. Okay. Not very good until you get iron. I mean, post-iron working, this is actually solid, but it's garbage for right now. One thing it does do is it does leave room for another city over here, so I guess that's something. That city spot, though, was rather poor. Anyway, Gilgamesh did get another settler. I wonder where this one's going. He should send it northeast over here. It looks like he's chilling. He apparently is scared at the moment. So Mao finishes the Great Wall. That delayed him settling. He's now gone double settler here. Not the biggest Great Wall. And Zara is about to finish the settler too. But he's also been taking his time. We have another settler from Genghis Khan here. Genghis Khan's going to crash his economy in the worst way. And Justinian has a settler out as well that's heading west. Oh, I wish he had gone a little further afield. This feels like a somewhat conservative spot. He's finally getting fishing tech. I believe he went bronze working. Doesn't Justinian have... He did go bronze working, so he'll connect this at an early date. That's maybe not... It's not always the best thing when the AIs connect copper super early. Yeah, Justinian has not gone for a religion, and no one else has gone for it either. Gilgamesh going early masonry, which is odd. And he has another settler right here, which I'm curious where this one's going to end up. So I think that's the only settler actively on the map right now. Has a lot of workers, too. Where is this settler going? It's in Eridu. Oh, I guess he's just... Oh, I guess he's going to come over here, maybe? There is the room for... I mean, if he claimed the gems over here, that would be a rather nice spot. Anyway, Gilgamesh is leading in score. Now, the problem for him is his economy is not the greatest at the moment. Although he is actually running a slight surplus on gold, so it's maybe not quite as bad as it looks here. Gilgamesh needs to get pottery is the tech he needs. He needs that pretty badly to keep his economy from imploding. And yeah, apparently he's going to keep going south. He's pushing right down in this direction, I guess. All right, Mao is building settlers, but they're not done yet. Saladin, I believe, just finished one in Medina. Here it is, on still in his territory. And apparently the settler that Genghis Khan was building has just gone over here to the coastal spot. He doesn't have fishing tech yet, so can't use that, but right over there. And early ironworking from Zara. Now, ironworking will mean that he does not get run over by somebody. Wait, did he cancel his temple? It looks like he canceled his Temple of Artemis build, so that's good. He does just have the 3 settlements, though. He's fallen a little bit behind. He has 3 settlements and he has no settlers in production and none on the map, unless I'm misreading this. Gilgamesh is going to Oracle Monarchy with that. Ooh, that would be a very good play for him if he did that. Because the biggest thing holding this start back is lack of happiness. Has the ivory, but does not has a bunch of calendar resources. No other early happiness stuff, unless he goes way up there for the furs. Interesting. Okay, that would be a smart play if he oracled that, but I think we're still a little ways away. Where is the settler? Oh, it's still over here. Okay. I'm going to follow where this settler goes because I'm curious. Okay. Well, that splits off a good resource tile. Makes Eridu a little bit weaker. Actually, on double settler again. Wow. Gilgamesh apparently feels pretty confident. Normally the AI does not build this many settlers. They usually don't build this many unless they feel very confident. He's doing a great job of taking over this portion of the map. Now, he is starting to run out of space, but there's room for another city here, another one here. He's definitely doing a great job so far. Zara went double scout and is now building a 3rd. Zara is finally back to doing a settler. It's not the fastest one, unfortunately for him. And we're still waiting. Oh, is Justinian going for the 3rd religion, just out of curiosity? Nope. He's just masonry. He's not queued up the 3rd one there. Yeah, Justinian looks... I didn't think Gilgamesh was going to push this south this fast. Justinian actually looks quite boxed in here. I mean, the thing that's killing him is this. This is what's killing Justinian, this city right here. It's taking up so much territory from him. He actually is now down to -1 with Zara. If Justinian gets a religion, and now if he gets Zara's religion, they'll be able to patch things up. If Justinian gets his own religion, though, it's going to be ugly over here. Yeah, Justinian's tech path just seemed very odd. He still has not gone for religion. With him having masonry, though, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for the monotheism one. Okay, Saladin does have a settler out. So where is Saladin's settler? Oh, it's over here. What? It's over here. I mean, I guess he kind of had to because that's where the resources are. But that's not good for Mao. Mao just got completely shut out of what was to the east of his capital. Now, Mao finished another settler, so where is Mao's settler going? It's down here in Shanghai. Remember, Mao still has no way to expand his borders overall. Yeah, Saladin's starting to... I mean, the fact that he was just very isolated, it has not been a very fast start, but Sometimes just being isolated is its own reward up here. Yeah, have to agree. Looking solid. Now, granted, some of that's just a lot. You do have to be careful. Creative civs and civs with holy cities do get overinflated scores in the early game because they're getting a whole bunch of land points. So that's like not quite as good as it might look like, but still, it's not that bad overall. We still don't have any barb cities on the map yet either. Did Justinian finish a settler? Does he have one out on the map? Yes, I thought that he actually has double settlers out on the map. Okay, Justinian. That's the Justinian we all know and love. They're actually on the same tile, which is kind of like a what? Why are they on the same tile? But yeah, he does have them on the same spot right here. He'll get something, ideally two somethings along the border here. I don't know why his settlers are on the same tile, which seems a little weird. Okay, one of them moved back in his territory. He's probably going to put one right here. But it's 50 turns into the game. We still only have the two religions. And I'm feeling solid about my Gilgamesh pick at the moment. Feeling pretty decent about that pick based on how things are going so far. Let's do our overview screenshot, as we traditionally do on turn 50. So right now, there are 5 cities for Gilgamesh and 5 for Temujin. Still only 3 for Zara. Zara has not been expanding very well at all. Justinian also has 4, but he's about to found with another. He has 2 settlers on the map. And he's building a lot of spears early in this game for God knows what reason. I don't like this pyramids build from Mao either. That's Mao connecting... Wait, oh no, I was going to say connecting early stone. No, he actually has early marble. But apparently he's going for a pyramids build, which I do not like. And where's Mao's settler? Oh, here it is. Okay. So I guess he's trying to go for this gems area, which would make sense. In terms of our graphs, GMP is definitely Zara. No surprise there. Justinian's actually second. Interesting. And then the other 4 civs are very close. Nobody is down at the observer civs level, so that's a good sign. Production, Justinian and Gilgamesh are apparently tops. Zara is quite low. Apparently Saladin was insanely low for a while. Food, Gilgamesh is tops, and Justinian and Genghis Khan are at the bottom here. Power, Gilgamesh is tops in power because he built all those early chariots. Justinian just connected bronze working, so he's starting to squeal. This is the danger sign here. Zara is very low on power. Could be an issue. And then culture, you can see when Justinian builds Stonehenge. Zara is the cultural leader here. Research-wise, I would expect that Zara is still leading in research. Gilgamesh is a little bit broke right now. He needs pottery really badly. Saladin's at 6. Genghis Khan's at 14. That's looking better. Justinian at 9. Mao at 13. Mao at 13. And Zara's at 23. So Zara's definitely leading in the early beaker count. Yeah, what's his name? Gilgamesh really needs to attack pottery quite badly, so that he can connect, so he can actually start building cottages. Did he do bronze working, Gilgamesh? He did do bronze working, okay. He still hasn't done mysticism either, but he doesn't really need it that badly with his start. Is Saladin on monotheism? Great question. No, just masonry. He does have he has stone. I was going to say he must have a resource, otherwise he wouldn't go in that direction. And Mao is last in score, although it looks like he's about to found a city here. Justinian also just founded a city. Yeah, Gilgamesh listed as last in. I'm a little concerned about Gilgamesh's teching. All right, so Justinian founded this spot here, which seems designed to create border tension with, what's his name? With Gilgamesh. I have them 1-2, so I kind of don't want them to fight each other. I was expecting Gilgamesh and Justinian, I was hoping they'd share the same religion. That seems less likely at this point, because Justinian doesn't even have a religion, amazingly, which I did not expect. And where's Mao sending this settler? He's still wandering around over here. We just finished... I thought that they just finished a settler for Gilgamesh as well. Yes, he's apparently going to go grab this coastal spot. But I still want to see where Mao settles this. Okay. Still wandering in this direction. And it looks like Gilgamesh is gonna settle here, which if he gets fishing tech, this is a pretty nice fishing city with double fish resources. So that's a nice pickup there. And oh, whoa! I didn't see this. I didn't know Gilgamesh had another city here. He just bounced Mal back. He just bounced Mal backwards from this spot. He just completely cut off Mal from the middle of the map. Whoa! That's huge. Wow. That's really, really big. This is really important. Mal he just wandered too long. And like they don't have open borders. These borders are gonna pop. Right? They'll pop here, 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 here. So he'll have to walk all the way around these. I mean, he'll still get something with this, but Mal is just. Remember how I said I thought he'd get squeezed in this game? I mean, he getting squeezed in this game. Badly getting squeezed. Gilgamesh is doing great, and there's still room to expand. He can still get a city here, and then there is still the Arctic. Like, a city to grab these furs would not be a bad one to place at all. Although Mao might go take one of these spots too. Yeah, I mean, Gilgamesh doesn't have a ton of room much further at this point, but wow, his expansion's just been fantastic. Now, his economy is probably down in the dumps as a result of this, but wow, okay. How about Zara? Where is Zara ever going to get a fourth city? He does have a settler out, but he's sure taking his time with the expansion. I mean, he's going to be able to. He's not going to be a sitting duck. He's going to be able to connect the iron. I just don't know. Ooh, Gilgamesh an 8-turn fishing? That's not good. That's not... What's his beaker rate? It's got to be at like 10%, right? Yeah, he's at 5 beakers per turn. That is the danger when you plant all those cities. This is recoverable, but not having pottery is concerning. Not having pottery is concerning. Okay. Justinian has a worker here. He has... his settler is down here. He's got a settler down here. And back to Temple of Artemis. Yeah, why is he back to... Oh, man, what is Zara doing? He just is not expanding, man. Genghis Khan is going to connect that copper and come calling sooner or later. Because I'm pretty sure Genghis does not like Zara very much. Yeah, worst enemy of Saladin and Genghis Khan. He's already annoyed with Zara. And Saladin's also annoyed because of the religion there. Justinian's building a lot of metal units, it's true. I would be surprised if he's plotting a war. He is not. Genghis Khan is not yet either. It's still a little early for that. All right, well, Mal did get something. He got this spot over here. So, yeah, Gilgamesh, he just needs to fix his economy is the problem. Because this is not what you want. 3 beakers per turn. I do think he'll be able to solve this in time. But, yeah, actually, fail gold from the pyramids would be one of the best things he could do, in all honesty. That would be one of the better things he could do. Fail gold from a wonder or something. So, he can't really expand at the moment because he's already crashed his economy. But, I mean, that was a power play to get those 7 cities that fast. They'll develop, they'll work more tiles. I mean, they look like as bad as they're going to look right now because they're all like low sizes. So anyway, okay, 11-turn fishing is not what you want. It's not what you want to see. He's hanging around. All right, hey, he's up to 5. He's up to 5 beakers per turn. He's actually playing like a human player would do. If you ever watch our multiplayer games on Realms Beyond, everybody drives their economy down to like 10 to 20%. But the AI is not quite as good at recovering their economy as the player is. He really needs pottery. If he can get pottery, he'll be able to recover a lot better. Anyway. Okay, so we had Genghis Khan just settle this spot here to take another stab at the middle of the map. And Zara has finally gotten another city. Once again, a not on a hill tile, which could be very significant. Not on a hill tile. His 2 cities on the Genghis border are both not on hills, which is concerning. I'm just going to say I'm concerned about that. It does feel like a bit of an issue here. And there apparently there's a Barb city down here, but that's not likely to be much of a factor. Unlike some of those games where we had Barb cities that were a huge deal. Is anyone still walking around with the settler? Saladin has a missionary. There's a settler right here for Mao. I think that's the most interesting one. And then Justinian, I think, has a settler. Yeah, Justinian has a settler down here, too. So Zara has kind of seen, like, all of the good land around him get snapped up pretty quickly. And he has made, definitely has made some enemies here. Let's just say that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 6 cities now for Justinian. He's got room for a little bit more. He can always settle down here. Like, this is one thing Gandhi did really well last week, was settle the Antarctic. So there is still some room over there to make do. And Mao had that settler wandering around too. I don't. Apparently, it's turned around and headed back north now. So Zara is still leading in score, but I'm just very concerned about him long term, like with this setup. And then we saw this city from Saladin pop up over here. Okay, so the map is mostly getting pretty full at this point. It has not been a good land grab for Mao. It has not been a good land grab for Zara. Zara controls all this territory, but he only has 4 cities. And with his peace weight issues, I am concerned about him for sure. Excellent first 25 turns in a disastrous turn 26 to 50 for Zara. I think that's true. Genghis Khan feels like he might get dogpiled. Maybe. I mean, he's probably going to be the one starting wars. He's going ironworking, which is legitimately a good tech for him because he's got a lot of jungle he needs to chop down. He really needs to get mysticism. Mao and Genghis Khan both do not have a way to expand borders in their cities, which is like not, it's not a good sign. There's also another Genghis Khan settler down here. Although, did he manage to lose his... No, his settler ran back into Ningxia. Well, Gilgamesh did finish limping to fishing tech. We'll see if he's smart enough to build a working boat in here instead of walls. Nope. And hey, he's on pottery. That's the tech he needed. Now that he's gone pottery... Oh, I see. You know what? He's actually doing something smart. He's building a workboat here, and then he can send... He's actually building 2 workboats here to go grab the fish here. That's really smart. Kudos to you, Gilgamesh. He's already working these tiles, but you know, get the extra commerce from them. Anyway, Mao's excellent adventure. Didn't he have a settler that was wandering around? Oh, wait. Was it going up here to the north now? Maybe? Where did that other settler go for Mao? Oh, here it is. He founded Xi'an here on the northern coast. I knew he had another settler. Okay. Well, Mao, I would say, is not in a good position here at all. Saladin's econ. Saladin is... Oh, wow. Wait, what the heck? What is he doing? He's just upgrade. His economy's not that bad. What he's doing is he just researched probably bronze. He probably just got bronze working, and now he's upgrading units. He's spending money to upgrade his warriors into like axes and stuff. Let's do a quick Diplo check. The only annoyed right now is Genghis Khan does not like Zara, which is unsurprising. Zara is the worst enemy there. Gilgamesh cannot plot war yet. I shouldn't have checked because he doesn't have metals connected, which is probably good for him. It's probably better he stays out of wars. Now, if someone attacks him, that would obviously be a disaster. But as long as he doesn't get attacked, him not fighting a war right now is probably a good thing. Zara is not going to be plotting war. Justinian could be, but he is not. Saladin is not plotting war right now. Justinian, I believe, is also upgrading units with his 30 turn. Yeah, he's doing the same thing. That said, he does have... Okay. He put this city down here, which... Okay. Apparently he just wants to fight... Apparently he's looking like he just wants to fight against Gilgamesh here. Come on, you two. I want you guys to be first, second. I want you guys to be friends. You're supposed to have the same religion here, you two. Gilgamesh, Justinian just has not founded that religion. Zara Priesthood, he might try to go Oracle as well, because he... Doesn't he have marble? Oh, no, he does. Wait, he's building Temple of Artemis with no marble? What the heck? Anyway, Genghis Khan's not plotting war, and Mao is not plotting war. Okay, it is a little early still. Justinian's making a great lighthouse play. Well, he could. There's also a Barb City down here, which basically just annoys Justinian. That's a little unfortunate for him, because Justinian would probably settle down here, and now he can't settle because of that. Because of that. Yeah. So, a bit of a quiet period in the game right now. Apparently, like a lot of people upgrading units. Genghis Khan's about to get iron working. Gilgamesh has managed to limp his way to pottery tech, as mentioned. Justinian, you know, he did beat out to 7 cities, which is nice. He has the copper connected. I wonder, his best path right now would actually be attacking Gilgamesh, because he has metals connected and Gilgamesh does not. That would actually be his path to success. Because, like, his power, if you look at the power ratings, he is the top's power by quite a lot. Because he was the early one to connect that. Who will he not declare war on? He won't attack Saladin. He won't attack Mao. Because of peace weight. He's actually -1 because of the... Yeah, they already had that border tension. But he could attack Zara and he could attack Gilgamesh. I would say the best thing for my game would be Justinian attacking Zara right now. Because I don't think he'd be able to take cities, but well, he might be able to. Yeah, Zara looks... Oh, Zara actually has a lot of units over here. What is Zara doing? What is he doing with all these swords over here? What the heck? Okay, well that's interesting. He's not plotting war, apparently. Justinian's not plotting war, and Zara's not plotting war, so I don't know what's going on there. All right, Gilgamesh sailing is not the tech. He really... Now that... the tech Gilgamesh needs now is... he needs to get ironworking. He has no metals. He really needs this so he's not vulnerable to attack. Because he's got all this land, which looks great, but he's still vulnerable. A lot of people on the pyramids as well. I think Mal's going to be the one to build them. And Saladin is double settler. Saladin's the only one who still has room to expand right now. Yeah, the whole map's pretty full except Saladin still. And then there's a little room up here, I guess. Okay. Is Gilgamesh building some cottages? I'm just curious if he's building any of them. He's apparently building roads for the most part and farms. So Justinian will get this tile because it's first ring, but I don't think he's going to get this tile anytime soon. So we're just kind of waiting until like the next round of action takes place. Zara finally on another settler here. Him only having 4 cities is dubious to say the least. I know Zara's one of the leaders in score, but like I don't know. I keep waiting for Genghis Khan to start plotting war too. Zara thinks he's playing Civ 5 with a 4-city tradition. I know, right? Something like that. The best thing for Zara would be if Genghis Khan runs off and attacks like Saladin instead at this point. By the way, Justinian has managed to... I was going to say he managed to claw his way into 2nd position on here. Gilgamesh probably wants Mao to finish those pyramids because they don't get the big fail gold infusion. He is up to 40% research, so he kind of solved his earlier tech woes. He actually... You can tell the AI thinks that it's no longer in the doldrums because he's actually queuing up more settlers. Yeah, and Genghis Khan is still expanding too. He put a city down here, which is absolutely worthwhile to found because there's a silver resource there. That's 100% worthwhile a city. Even if it's going to have border tension with Zara here. I mean, he's got a stack building. I still expect him to slam his way into Zara, or Zara to slam his way into Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan actually 2nd in score right now. Although it's very close. Everyone behind... Genghis Khan, Justinian, Zara, Saladin are separated by like 30 points. Now, on an 11-turn archery is not great. Well, we'll see if Gilgamesh found it. Gilgamesh is very vulnerable, though, until he actually researches ironworking. I know he has another settler he's going to try to get out. We'll see if he goes and settles the Arctic. I'm curious where that settler goes. If it goes anywhere. Sometimes the AI builds these settlers and they don't go anywhere. Justinian, he is not plotting war. He's finally researching agriculture. How did he make it this far in the game without agriculture? Again, no one's still with this religion. Maybe Genghis Khan's going for it. No, just masonry. No one wants this 3rd religion, apparently. And that whole mention of how we said maybe just, what's his name? Gilgamesh is going to use the oracle on monarchy. That is clearly not going to happen because the oracle looks like it's going to get grabbed by Zara, who has finally put down a 5th city up here in the north. But once again, not on a hill tile, so could be a problem. We'll see what Zara grabs with it. I mean, Zara's claimed a lot of territory. The land he has is beautiful. I'm just worried he's going to get dogpiled. He actually did not even have archery tech before this. Mao found another city he inexplicably decided to found on the silver. Mao still cannot expand his borders, by the way. And he's been building the pyramids forever. So he just built the pyramids. He actually gave a whole bunch of leaders. Oh, so Justinian picks up Zara's religion, which is significant. So those two are now going to be friends. Justinian will now... Okay, he still will not... He is still only cautious with Zara. Now, over time, that relationship will build. But at the moment, he's only cautious. So the two of them probably would do well to work together here. He's not plotting war. And Zara is not plotting war. Not at the moment. I keep waiting. Okay, so Genghis Khan is plotting war, as expected. How about Saladin? Not plotting war. Mao, not plotting war. Gilgamesh can't because he doesn't have iron working yet. Gilgamesh really needs to get iron working. Yeah, they'll be friends unless Justinian founds his own religion. Or if they fight each other, like, before their shared religious faith builds up. So you can see now Gilgamesh has 274 gold. So what they should do is use this for teching, but there's a decent chance they'll use it to upgrade a bunch of units. And, okay, Gilgamesh... Wow, Gilgamesh has a settler on this tile, and Mao has a settler on this tile. They both have settlers on this tile. What's going to happen here? Gilgamesh, once again, wins the settling race, apparently. Let's see what tech Zara just took with the Oracle. I'm also going to refresh the map, because we haven't done that in a while. No one has gone monotheism yet, you guys. No one. No one has gone monotheism. It's still out there. Alright, Zara took monarchy. Always a solid choice for the AI. Now he'll be able to go ahead at hereditary rule. He doesn't have apparently doesn't have any wines in his territory. So, oh no, he doesn't. Wow, I cannot spot the map. He has a wine right here. They usually will go for. They usually won't go for that unless they have a wine in their territory. All right, now Justinian's going to get a prophet shortly. I wonder if he uses it to try to found a religion. And he is building the Great Lighthouse, by the way, which is great for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 coastal cities. Fantastic for him. All right, Gilgamesh, buddy, you need to get a metal resource. You still do not have iron working. He's going calendar. I mean, if this works, if Gilgamesh does not get attacked, his economy is going to be amazing because he's going to have early calendar for all of... He has a bunch of calendar resources, right? 1, 2... 2? Okay, I guess I thought he had more than that. Oh, no, no, never mind. He doesn't have incense, 2. And, I mean, if he gets ironworking, he'd have gems, so that seems like it would be worthwhile. But, anyway. Yeah, if he doesn't get attacked, he's going to be in fantastic shape, because he has all these cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities. And it's definitely better for Gilgamesh if he stays out of early fighting. Look at that. Mao turned his settler and turned around and walked home. That's incredible. That Gilgamesh won all these won double settling races with Mao. But I do wonder that someone like, if Justinian plots war with him, like he could just slam in here, and Gilgamesh does not have metals. He can't build anything but archers and chariots. He's in extreme danger until he actually gets ironworking connected. So could be a problem. All right, well anyway, here's the war declaration we all knew was coming. Genghis Khan against Zara. The question will be if anyone piles in on this war or not. Let's start updating our... Now, again, if Zara... The danger has now begun for Zara, because Zara has a lot of territory. His territory is very high quality. And apparently he's going to grab the monotheism religion as well. But the problem for him is if he gets dogpiled. There's every reason to believe he could be in some trouble here. Especially if people adopt other religions. Another danger for him is Saladin spreading that Islam to other people. Could be a real issue. Anyway, Mao is clearly the runt of this game. Remember how some of you said Gilgamesh is going to have trouble running over Mao? I don't think he's going to have trouble running over Mao if he can actually get resources connected. Anyway, Justinian, if he were to attack Zara right now, he could definitely boost his profile enormously. I'm really curious what Justinian's going to do, because he could which way he chooses to go could just like completely shape how the rest of this game works. All right. So Zara moved a big stack out. And at the moment, we should look at the power between these guys. Genghis Khan is tops power by quite a bit at this point. Although Zara is second, so Zara's not like a sitting duck or anything. Where are all the Mongolian units, though? Because this stack right here is not very impressive. Saladin is not plotting war at the moment. Well, this was a nice little tactical move by Genghis Khan. He moved into the forest tile. If he's smart, he'll just stay here and let this stack attack him, but they probably won't do that. All right, so Justinian just picked up a great prophet. Now, will he use this to light bulb a religious tech? The monotheism religion is still out there. Amazingly, still out there. But it looks like it's going to get grabbed by Zara here shortly. Anyway, we'll see what goes on in this war. Zara could also take this city. Turfan is not defended, like, at all. I think Zara just realized, or Genghis Khan just realized there's, like, nothing in this city. And Zara has a stack moving towards it. So this could be a backfire by Genghis Khan. Mal has a little stack there. Gilgamesh is still just, like, playing in single-player mode right now. All right, Justinian's not plotting war. Now, did he use his Great Prophet, or is it still on the screen somewhere? He has not used the Great Prophet yet. He has not used it, and he's on Priesthood. I think he might be trying to light bulb theology here. I'm not sure. He's going Monarchy, which is, again, a great tech for the AI to go early. I don't know what he's trying to do with this. But anyway, Zara is going to found the third religion here, amazingly. At turn 84, which apparently has popped up way down here. And now he's going to have other stuff competing with that. Anyway, what happened over here? Wasn't there like a battle over here or something? Looks like Zara tried to attack and it didn't work, as far as I can tell. Let's look at the power chart just to see if that was... yeah, Zara, it looks like it was a relatively even trade. Zara maybe got the worst of it by a little bit. Did he settle the Great Prophet? I was trying to see if the Great Prophet's still out. It looks like he did something with it. It's not in here. He's... Oh, Justinian, why? He settled it in this city in Trebizond. Oh, Justinian, why? What a way to waste that. What a waste, man. What a waste. Anyway. So yeah, Justinian is still not plotting war at the moment. And who else were we looking at? Mao, he's not plotting war. Saladin? Nope, not plotting war. It seems like everybody's content just to have Zara and Genghis Khan go at it for the time being. Everybody else seems pretty content. So Temujin is researching horseback riding to unlock his Kashyyyks. Okay, Genghis just converted to Saladin's religion. So the two of them, that'll obviously boost their relations a bit. Saladin, now Saladin does not declare war at pleased, if I remember correctly. So he doesn't like Justinian, and yeah, so this is the thing. Justinian, or Saladin will only attack these guys. I'm pretty sure Saladin does not plot at pleased. It's not the worst. I know Saladin is not looking especially great right now, but his situation's not that bad overall in this game, particularly for like a second place finish. Because like Gilgamesh and Zara and Justinian are all stronger, but like there's also more danger for them too. More of like a high risk, high reward kind of thing. I'm still waiting to see when Gilgamesh is apparently losing money at 30% science now, but he does have cottages, so he's kind of solved his economy. It's not looking that bad. Why are his cities so unhappy? He's also going to lose the Great Lighthouse to Justinian. Or probably. Actually, he might not. Well, the Great Lighthouse would be a good wonder for either of them, because 4 coastal cities against 5 coastal cities. For the time being, though, we'll just keep an eye on the war, because it's the only place where fighting's going on right now. There's actually a pretty wide front line between these two. Oftentimes the fighting is just like at one spot. Oh, Gilgamesh just picked up Zara and Justinian's religion. Interesting. Interesting. Zara, Justinian, Gilgamesh, all with the same religion now? Okay. Justinian will not... Remember, Justinian does not plot at pleased. So he will not plot on Gilgamesh now. In fact, the only one he can plot against is Genghis Khan. He actually can't plot with anyone else at the moment. The 3 of them could be a big happy family. Yeah, that would be bad for a domination finish, certainly. So Justinian might have like all these units, but nowhere to send them. Gilgamesh can plot it pleased. And of course, Zara's already in a war. Well, Justinian, I mean, he's in pretty... I don't know. I don't think he's in like bad shape here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I mean, he has 8 cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Yeah, 8 cities is enough to be pretty competitive. He does need to expand somewhere eventually. I mean, he can always plot with Genghis Khan, so that gives him an opportunity. So this is good for Zara. Like this is a way to, as we said, secure his flank. So he's not as likely to get dogpiled. That said, he does only have 5 cities, and he's not likely to get any more. The problem for Zara is he's gonna have to sink so many resources into defending himself from this. It's gonna slow him down a lot relative to like the other AIs. But that said, if he does just maybe he could just overrun Genghis Khan because Genghis Khan's not very strong. There is the potential for him to just overrun Genghis Khan. And then that's how he starts to run away with this. Yeah, he won't expand while he's at war here. He definitely won't. Good news for Gilgamesh, too, because Gilgamesh still does not have ironworking. He still can't build metal-based units, which you would think would be a higher priority. Okay, so there's the shrine for Zara. Already worth 6 gold per turn. As we mentioned, Zara, if he doesn't, as I said, he's the Gandhi from last week. If he doesn't get killed, he's probably going to win this game. I'm just worried that he's going to get dogpiled. Because the other AIs, like Mao is, where's Zara? Mao's cautious with him. And I'm worried about Saladin in particular, because Saladin cannot plot with a lot of these leaders. I guess he can technically plot. Well, right now he can plot with everybody except Genghis Khan, so maybe not. Maybe he's safe. Maybe Zara's safe. Yeah, Saladin's apparently content to just chill. Mao crammed the city in here that really should have gone to Saladin, but he was slow to expand. Only has 5 cities, which is totally on Saladin. He was under very little pressure to expand. He just didn't really do it, for lack of better words. Again, I don't think any cities are going to fall in this conflict until someone has construction, which does not seem too likely. Zara could be headed in that direction. You know, he's going calendar. Genghis Khan. Oh, okay. Genghis Khan is very slowly going to construction, amusingly. Does he have ivory by any chance? He does not. If he did, he could build elephants because he already has horseback riding. But he does not have ivory, and he would need someone to trade it to him, which is probably not going to happen. We have a Hanging Gardens built over here, and it is interesting who's going to get Great Lighthouse. That's a pretty valuable wonder. It looks like Justinian's going to get it because he's only 2 turns away. That's a very valuable wonder here. Also, I missed this. Gilgamesh put this city down as well. Shrupak. I missed him putting that down. He has 1, 2, and he put this city down too. What the heck? Oh my goodness. How many cities does this guy have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? He has 10 cities without fighting anyone. Dang. And he's run like this pure econ path. So he hasn't been wasting a lot of time on like stuff he doesn't need. Jeez. Anyway, this Great Lighthouse is a big deal. I want to see who gets this. I'm assuming that Justinian's going to get... Oh, wait. Did he just lose a turn? Did he swap off the... Did he swap off a production tile? Because it's very, very close between these. They're both 3 turns. Gilgamesh, I believe, wins same turn tie breaks between these two. Is someone going to whip it to completion? 1 turn... It looks like Justinian's going to get it by 1 turn, though, and that's a big wonder. It's a big wonder for Justinian if he can get it. Let's see. Well, we got to wait to see who actually... It was Justinian. He got it by... You can see it on the map right there. Big wonder for him. That's definitely better than the fail gold that... I mean, this was 1 turn away. Surprising someone didn't try to whip this to completion. I mean, the fail gold will be nice for Gilgamesh, but it's much better for Justinian to have those extra trade routes. You can see they're I mean, he doesn't have open borders with... It apparently doesn't have open borders with anyone yet. Oh, yes, he does. So that's worth a lot of commerce. Anyway, over here, this war is not really going anywhere because nobody has construction yet, so that's not really a surprise. Let's see where Gilgamesh goes next. Is he going to... All right, he's finally doing ironworking. Justinian is still pleased with Gilgamesh. The only one he can plot against is Genghis Khan. And he is plotting, so that's great news for Zara. Because it's also good news if you have Genghis Khan first to die. Because if Justinian's running over there, then that's really good news for... good news for Zara and good news for anyone who has Genghis Khan first to die. Is there another? There's another settler going north here. Oh my god. This Gilgamesh settling job is unreal. That said, Justinian is almost caught up to Gilgamesh in score, and Zara is right there. So these are definitely the three strongest AIs. It'll be interesting to see if they can stay together with religion. Okay, I don't know why you didn't just park one tile east so you could connect the furs immediately, but whatever. I will say that's a lot of territory. Justinian is apparently building up a stack here, and I would expect that they'll just march through the tundra to get over to here. Gilgamesh still can't plot war. Now, as soon as he connects iron, he'll be able to plot war, and it looks like he did connect iron because I see a vulture in the production queue. So he'll be able to plot war as soon as that happens. This game could still swing if Gilgamesh decides to attack Zara, which he could. He's only cautious with him. Of course, he could attack Justinian as well because he can plot it pleased. Does Justinian have writing? I believe he does. No, he does not. Oh, he can't sign open borders. He doesn't have writing. That's true. Okay. And then meanwhile, just to check in with Saladin, he is still not plotting war, and Mao is also not plotting war. Mao is like barely in this game for whatever reason. Mao is just, I mean, like, look at this. Well, that doesn't show it as well. Look at this border. Gilgamesh controls this tile. This is 3 tiles from Beijing. Gilgamesh controls this tile. And he just researched calendar tech, so he can actually connect this incense here. I mean, he just connected all the incense resources. And with iron working, he can also connect this. He'll be able to connect the gems. He just has to chop them down. Wow. It's been a tour de force economically from Gilgamesh. I know Zara's a higher in score, but like a lot of Zara's score is based on like wonder stuff, which is nice. Not bad to have, but not as good. He's also possibly going to build Hanging Gardens as well, although that might go to Zara. It's not as big. Actually, Zara's probably going to finish that first. It's not as big of a deal because Zara only has 5 cities. Someone has to study how poorly Mao played in this game. Okay. Now Mao is on the Christian train as well. Of course, Mao can plot war at please, so that's less of an issue. Not looking so good for Saladin and Genghis Khan at this point. The fact that Zara founded both of the first 2 religions has really solidified his position in this game. Anyway, Genghis Khan is trying to go to construction tech, but it's going to take him a while to get there. And there is a Justinian army building over here somewhere. And we're at turn 100. You know, a very peaceful game so far. Just the one war. So Zara did get the Hanging Gardens. Okay. I'm just concerned for Zara that he doesn't have more territory. So he's got to take territory from Genghis Khan. Otherwise, he's just going to be out of it. Diplomatically, there's just that one war so far. That said, Zara's been doing a good job. The problem is there are a lot of leaders that don't like him. That Gilgamesh is just cautious. Saladin is cautious. Genghis Khan hates him. Justinian won't attack him, and Mao's cautious as well. A lot of people still don't like him, despite the shared faith. Well, if he can stay safe, he does have the potential to be, and he only has 5 cities. He's going to have to take territory off, what's his name, off Genghis Khan. All right, GMP, Zara continues to look great, but Justinian with that great, look at when Justinian built the great lighthouse. That's like right here. Look, he just jumped right up. And then Gilgamesh has recovered his poor economy, so he's now among the leaders. Production's pretty close. I don't see anyone dominant in that. Food, Gilgamesh is tops. Justinian also got a big jump. And then Zara's... Again, we have like a big 3, and the other 3 are much weaker. Power, Justinian's tops. Looks like Genghis Khan made some attacks that didn't go very well. Culture. Here we go. Yeah. I mean, really, this game is going to swing when the next war declaration takes place, and I don't mean Justinian attacking Genghis Khan. I mean when someone else enters a conflict somewhere. Like, is Gilgamesh starting to plot where he's not plotting yet? Ideally for Gilgamesh, he'll wait until he has construction in hand, because he's not going to have much success until he can do that. He is building ziggurats though in his cities, so he has that going for him. He's got the building the mausoleum in this city. Okay, buddy. I don't know about that. Genghis Khan's production is awful. That doesn't surprise me. By the way, he still doesn't have mysticism. he finally got writing so he can actually pop borders, but like he hadn't been able to pop borders for ages. Like look at this city. This city's terrible. This city's really bad. I know it's like size 5, but like that city's not good overall. But yeah, it's close. Like Gilgamesh, Zara, Justinian. I do like that I have 2 of these 3 leaders picked. I don't like that I have Zara first to die, which is looking less likely at this point. But I like that I have 2 of these 3 leaders for the top 2 spots. All right, Genghis Khan very slowly going towards construction now, which is what he needs to break through. I keep waiting to see if there's going to be like a Justinian stack. I guess it would probably move through Zara's territory. I haven't seen it yet. Saladin, you ever going to do something? No, he just seems content to stay in the corner and do nothing. Mao? Oh, Mao is plotting. Who does Mao dislike? Now remember, Mao can plot at pleased, but it's probably Saladin or Zara. Probably. Well, Zara he doesn't have any border tension with. It might be Saladin because of the border tension does tend to cause. It could actually be Gilgamesh as well because there's a lot of border tension here. When in doubt, border tension tends to drive conflicts. And then Gilgamesh was apparently not plotting war, right? Yeah, okay. Is Mao headed for construction? Let's just check out real quick. Nope, calendar. Somebody said a Mao stack is near Zara. Oh, yeah, it is Zara. You guys are right. Somebody spotted that. Good, sharp eyes. I'm sorry, I can't keep... Oh, well, never mind. Now a bunch of them moved up in this direction. The war between Zara and Genghis Khan seems to be a stalemate. I'm actually impressed that Zara has been doing this well despite being in a war and like having to waste resources on a ton of units. He's been doing a good job to stay afloat with that going on. I will say that if Mao declares war on Gilgamesh, that would be a rather poor decision on his part. He might be going for Gilgamesh, though. I mean, I know he has a lot of promotions, but Gilgamesh is like double his size. So Gilgamesh has done just like all the economic techs, which if you're playing peacefully, going all econ techs early is not bad at all. I'm just wondering when he goes construction, because remember, he does have ivory. So he'll be able to build the elephants if he goes the ivory there. Is Turfin in range to fall? It might be. And now it does have walls. It's always tough to attack into walls, but there's not that many units there. There's a lot of Zara units walking around here. Looks like it was not attacked yet. Zara goes, okay, Gilgamesh is picking up construction, which is huge. Because if he does get into a war, he's going to have one of his primary tools. Also note that Justinian has now passed Zara in score. Zara just being on 5 cities is really hurting. Also, this random Kashyyyk run through back here. I'm still waiting to... Size 14 capital is unhappy. Let's see if this attack can succeed at Turfin. I don't think the attack has actually happened yet. Justinian also. Organized religion. Genghis Khan would be well inclined to get a couple more units in there. It looks like it was not successful. A lot of injured axes. Again, you really need construction to break through. Zara's apparently going to found theology. So he's just going to have like all the religions, I guess. And where is Mao? Where is that Mao stack we saw? All right, it's in his capital of all places. So that means it could go in a lot of different directions. Looks less likely he's going for Zara at this point, though. Another religion on the board. Yeah, another religion. And it's interesting that none of the minority religions have spread around. Christianity's been spreading pretty well. But like Justinian could flip to another religion. He only has 2 Christian cities. It would be possible to like flip into something else. How about Islam? Saladin's been spreading that. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these AIs flip into Islam at some point. There's only 1 Islamic city in Genghis Khan's territory. Anyway, Turfin looks like it's been reinforced enough to hold. Yeah, I don't think that's getting cracked. Not without catapults. The 50% wall defenses are just too much. Anyway, Mao has still got that stack up there. Justinian also going construction too. Can Justinian... it's really noteworthy that Justinian and Gilgamesh have the same religion, because otherwise I feel like these two would be quite unhappy with each other. He's actually pleased at -2 relations with Saladin. He's pleased at -2. That's incredible. They have the exact same peace weight. That's the reason why he likes him. Oh boy. And Saladin just seems content to just sit around doing nothing. He's been almost completely inert in this game. I'm glad I didn't pick Saladin. I was strongly considering picking Saladin for second, and that could still happen because he's pretty isolated up there. Like, he's not really in a lot of danger to die, but he's just been very ineffective. Okay, that attack at Turfan did not succeed. Genghis Khan almost has construction tech. He got a great general, you saw, because he defended that turn. All right, Mao still sitting there. Gilgamesh is still not plotting war. He's just going to pick his moment, I think. Going yet again for another econ tech in the form of monarchy. Oh, where's the oh, here comes Justinian. Yep, here he comes. Where did he go? Wait, where did he go? There's another religion being founded. Gondar now a double holy city. That's another religion. Is the Code of Laws religion been taken yet? Does anyone have that? I think Code of Laws religion is still out there. Oh wow, Saladin's teching is not good. Yeah, I don't think anyone has the Code of... No one has the Code of Laws religion. Interesting. Yeah, Justinian could absolutely snipe this. Where did his stack go? Was it... I guess it's here? Huh. Oh, he didn't move? Okay, it's still here. Well, he's definitely going to declare war on Genghis Khan any second now. Okay. There it is. Okay. Again, good news for Zara. I'm not as sure that this is as good for Justinian, though. I don't know. It could play out well. Maybe he gets a lot of territory over here, but I don't know. If he's also just fighting someone on the other side of the map, it can, like, those cross-map wars are hard to make work. That said, Genghis Khan definitely looks like he might be first to die at this point. Zara is not looking likely to be first to die. I was expecting more of a dog pile on Zara, and it is not manifested in this game. Let's see if Justinian can make something happen. I don't think he's going to be able to crack this, though, until he can get catapults over here. Mal just went representation. And does Zara have construction tech? No, Zara has no catapults. Zara will probably get cities by flipping. I don't think so. He's not going to flip any of these cities. Seems unlikely. All right, Gilgamesh just got another econ tech. He's still not plotting war. He just seems content to just chill for the time being. I think he'd be quite strong if he did. Yeah, I just checked if Gilgamesh was in war mode. For the time being, we just got to watch what's going on over here. The Kashyyyks are pretty nasty in their era. That withdrawal chance is pretty nice. All right, Gilgamesh going hereditary rule, as Saladin also goes hereditary rule. Now, wasn't Mao plotting war earlier? He is still theoretically plotting war. Got his stack right here. And Gilgamesh is updating upgrading some units at the moment. Well, maybe. So, I mean, I kind of thought we'd see a little bit more warring in this game than what we've seen. All right, well, Justinian did not achieve much there. Zara's going to build another shrine, by the way. So Justinian is tops in power, but I think a lot of his units are still trickling across the map. We also have Barb cities down here. Justinian has still not taken this Barb city. This one popping up probably has stopped him from settling the Antarctic, which is not great for him. This Barb city will actually grow to size 2, in which case someone might go capture it. And then there's a Zara stack down here. Again, this city is not defended, and it does not have walls. So this could absolutely take score first blood in terms of taking a territory down here. Oh, Zara, why? Zara, why? Just literally go here. Oh, okay. Well, Mao finally declared war. Okay. I don't... He might be able to take the city just because there's not much in it, but I don't know. Our third war of the game. I also think Mao has serious first to die potential here. If Gilgamesh decides to come his way. I mean, they have so much border tension. Look at all these tiles that they overlap. Mao would not last long at all if that happened. So anyway, yeah, Saladin doesn't have iron working? Well, he does have copper, so he's okay. I was like, does he have metal? But yes, he does. He's been building missionaries. Well, let's see if this Mao snipe can actually take a city here. Again, Baghdad has very little in it. The problem is this attacking stack is pretty weak. It's just swords and axes. But there's not a lot of defenders in there. Just about. There's one unit left. There's the Taoist shrine getting built. Only has 2 cities in the world with that. Christianity is definitely the world's most popular religion. So between Christianity and Islam, actually they're very close. They're just about the same. Um, and Zara is finally going for construction. It does feel like we're starting to hit the point where Genghis is going to start collapsing soon if someone doesn't intervene in this war on either side. Like, you can only hold out against Zara and Justinian for so long. All right, Baghdad is very low, but we'll see if that can actually get captured. By the way, Gilgamesh, you're starting to hit the point where you really should look to make a move on somebody in this game, because you are going to need more territory at some point. Still curious if Baghdad's going to be able to hold out here. Got a fresh archer. Looks like it just barely had enough to hold that first attack. Just barely. And now there's more stacks wandering around here. Mal just got a great engineer. A lot of great generals being born. And who got a great prophet? Constant Justinian got a great prophet. Okay. Justinian also has elephants too. So yeah, I mean, this is not looking good for Genghis Khan long term. Yeah, protective trait. Yeah, protective trait did save that city. That city would have fallen without protective trait. I know it's not the best trait, but it does have its moments, and that was one of them. Mao got the mausoleum. I just founded another religion. That's 3 of the game's 4 religions. I mean, Zara is like, he's going to probably try to go culture in this game. That's 3 holy cities already. 3 of the first 4. Or no, does he have 4 of the first 5? No, he has 4 of the first 5. Ethiopia, the Holy Land, indeed. Anyway, so there's a fresh Zara stack coming in here. Or was. And there's a, yeah, so that attack came very close to capturing Baghdad, down to 1 unit remaining, but it did come up short. I would be a little concerned if I were Mao about holding on to something like that. I'd be a little bit concerned about whether that city can hold if it comes under attack. And Gilgamesh is now on horseback riding. That'll let him build elephants. He is still not plotting war. It's remarkable to me that he has not tried to attack somebody yet. Justinian is pressuring this city up here, which is not very well defended at all. So this could fall. And indeed it does. First blood in the game goes to Justinian. Now the problem is, this city is going to get swallowed up by the culture of Saladin here. Because Saladin's borders, so the borders already extend to this tile. And in 10 more turns, it's going to extend out to this tile here, which is going to make it almost impossible for Justinian to hold that. So that'll probably go to Saladin eventually. Plus, it's also Islamic, which means it's more likely to flip. But Genghis Khan looks like the demise has begun. Again, I thought that if I thought Zara would get a little bit more dogpiled, and I suspect that'll happen in some games. But he's made enough religious allies that he's not getting dogpiled, so he's looking better and better right now. It's just unfortunate for Justinian. This is why cross-map wars tend to be rough, is it's hard to hold these spots. Now, maybe if Mao could take Najran, then Justinian would be able to hold it. But and apparently he's using open borders with Saladin to run over here. But I think Saladin has already defended this Mao sneak attack, and he's going to be... well, actually, no, they're still pretty even. And apparently Gilgamesh is building a lot of units. He's just not declaring war on anyone, for whatever reason. Let's see if Zara can actually take one of these cities here. Yeah, Zara's dogpiling depends entirely on how the religions fall. Yes, how the religions shake out is going to be really noteworthy. Because he's doing, like I said, if he doesn't get dogpiled, he's looking great. But like Gilgamesh could have converted to a different religion pretty easily. Looks like the main action is still going on right over here. I mean, like, Gilgamesh is doing great by using this peace interval to just like build up. But he does need to get more territory at some point. I know I keep checking back in here, but I'm like, is he going to join one of these wars? Because he can plot it pleased, remember. I mean, he won't declare war on Justinian. He loves Justinian. I guess part of the reason is he's kind of pleased with everyone around him. He really likes Zara at this point, but he's only +8 because of the shared civics. Part of the thing is his favorite civic is hereditary rule, and like almost everyone in the game is running hereditary rule right now, so he gets big pluses with all of them. Also, theocracy being so popular as a favorite civic. Now, theocracy hasn't really been unlocked yet, but Saladin and Justinian and Zara all have theocracy as their favorite religion. Gilgamesh could be plotting against the southern Barb cities. I mean, I guess he could. I guess so. I haven't seen any Zara units moving down there yet, though. Yeah, Genghis Khan is starting to get ganged up on here. Yeah, this is the beginning of the end. Zara just got another city here. This is the beginning of the end for Genghis Khan, as mentioned. Wait, what? Why? Why? No, why? Why would you do that, Zara? You were just winning. You were literally just winning. Why would you do that? Now that means Justinian will probably capture these cities over here. Most likely, anyway. Interesting. Leave it all for... Yeah, Justinian now has a chance to get some more territory over here. And one thing that's nice for Justinian is a lot of these cities are coastal, so if he takes them, he could get great lighthouse value out of some of these. So that could be a big deal. No, still not plotting war. Not plotting war with anyone here. Meanwhile, Saladin now is trying to look to go on the counteroffensive, but I don't know if he has... No, he doesn't even have mathematics. Wow, he's really far behind. He's really far behind. Does he have enough to... If he combines these stacks together, he might have enough to take Xi. Oh, never mind. There's more units reinforcing Xi'an, so no, that's not going to happen. This is just going to be a bloodbath on both sides here. And this city has 8% odds to revolt each turn. So that's not going to work for Justinian, but he could definitely take some of these other cities. It is good for Genghis Khan, though, that he is in a 1v1. Now, the problem is he doesn't really have anything that can deal with elephants. Like, this is kind of a monster stack here for this stage in the game. Wait, what? Wait, Genghis Khan took this city back? What the heck? I guess because, I mean, Justinian's probably going to take it back yet again. But I did not think he'd lose it to Genghis Khan there. Okay. Anyway, Zara is now out of a war, and he could actually plot war with someone else, but I don't know if he'd want to do that. Are we going to see another... By the way, are we going to see another cultural win yet again? Zara just goes culture, and the game's over on, like, turn 300 with a cultural victory yet again? Maybe we should just pick cultural every single week. For whatever reason, whoever goes culture just seems to have a great game every single week. I don't quite know why. Here's how Genghis Khan can still win. I don't know. We still have a long way to go. As expected, that attack on Xi'an did not work, and that was a bloody failure for Saladin. Again, Justinian and Gilgamesh are tops in power by a pretty good margin. If you're curious about GMP, Gilgamesh and Zara are pretty close. So Zara survived that war, and he did gain a city, which is very nice. And he's back to wonder building yet again. So he's doing what he needs to do. Having all these religious allies is really big. Again, it's go up. There we go. Finally. Who is the unlucky target of this war? The smart decision would be Zara. Now, he won't declare on Justinian. The smart decision would probably be Mao. Also a possibility is Zara, because he could go right here for Yeha. Could also be a possibility, but Mao is, I think, the more likely. Yeah, this is not looking so good for Mr. Mao here. Mao actually is building elephants, but I don't know if he has ivory, or I think he's getting traded. Oh, never mind, he does have ivory at Shanghai. I wasn't sure if he had his own source or if it was being traded. That said, if this stack moves next to Shanghai and takes it, that'll cut off the ivory. Mao could be in some real trouble here. All right, Justinian's trying to... Wow, there's a lot of elephants running around. Justinian has a lot of units, you guys. Like, a lot of units. He's going to take this city back. Oh, well, that's good for Zara. And more cities for Zara are good, even if they're little ice ball whatever's. It's still good for him to take that. He just went theocracy, so now he'll build even more pluses with Justinian. These two are going to be BFFs. It was always going to be, do they get the same religion? Because if they have the same religion, they're going to be BFFs. If they don't, not so much. And then Gilgamesh is also BFFs with Justinian. So these three are just like super friends right now. And together they're kind of dominating the game. That's actually really bad if you have a domination as the victory condition like me. That points to more of a spaceship end than a domination end. But yeah, just this city's going to get captured back. I'm actually amazed that Genghis Khan was able to take it for any length of time. Back again. Here comes Zara after another Barb city. I believe this one has never grown to size 2, though. Because apparently the barbarians do not have fishing tech, so they can't work the water tiles. So, wait, where's... There was a big stack in Umma. Did it move somewhere? There's another stack here in Eridu. There's another stack here. What are you plotting, Gilgamesh? I think the smart plan would be to just take over Mao, who's been fighting this war for a while, is pretty exhausted, and it would be an easy conquest to like gain another 4 or 5 cities, but we'll see. Did Zara use a wait, Zara, did he do a culture bomb somewhere? Did he? Turfen. Oh yeah, he culture bombed Turfen here. Probably would have been better. Yeah, he did. You're right. Poor Justinian. He take all this effort to take cities, and he keeps getting culturally crushed here. Anyway, like we said, this city will almost certainly go over to the to Arabia, but like this city would not go to Arabia. Ethiopian culture stretches all the way out here now. Poor Justinian. He's having trouble getting much out of his conquests. But he'll definitely get some more territory here. There's no question about it. Because Genghis Khan is pretty dead. There is a big stack forming in Umma, so I really do think that Mao is going to be targeted here. I haven't been watching the war between Mao and Saladin that much because it just seems like it's a stalemate. Although there are... Saladin finally is getting construction. Mao's had it for a while, but he's pretty weak. What Civ doesn't have fish? Does someone not have fishing? I believe all the Civs have it, right? They all should have it. The barbarians, apparently now they're getting it. So maybe that'll allow this city... Well, it won't last long enough to grow. This will get auto-raised by Zara's big stack walking over there. Alright. Oh, poor Nusarai. Does Nusarai flip to... Which one does it flip to? The Arabs or the Arabs or the Ethiopians? I guess the Arabs. But this city's never going to get to work any tiles. Oh boy. You missed the old Sarai. I've been to there's an old Sarum in if you go to Salisbury in England, there used to be an old Sarum. They actually moved the entire town in like the 13th century from Old Sarum to New Sarum, which became Salisbury, which is really wild, and there's some fun stuff about that. But yeah, Old Sarai, New Sarai, I was thrown off by the name there, but that's Mongol. All right, there is, again, a humongous stack that's building over here as Justinian, or Gilgamesh gets ready. So sooner or later, yeah, Mao is probably not going to be having fun. We'll continue to watch the one active war, though. Or no, there's actually 2 active wars. I keep thinking there's only 1, but there is actually 2. Okay, so Mao is trying to siege down Baghdad over here. We should keep an eye on that as well. But Justinian looks like he's going to be taken out. What's left of Genghis Khan pretty soon. Genghis Khan just doesn't have very much left over here. And then Baghdad is slowly getting sieged down. Saladin seems to be struggling. I mean, I guess he's not that much bigger than Mao. I keep acting like Mao is the runt of the game, and he kind of is, but Saladin only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities, and one of them is this very weak fishing village. I mean, Mao's not much... Mao's about the same. I guess it's a more even match than I thought between the two of them. Also, Gilgamesh, how big do you need this force to be before you attack? Building a lot of military over here. You're curious about power. Yeah, he and look. I mean, you can see. I think I'm happy that I have these two guys as 1-2 in the game. I'm kind of happy I have these guys as number 1 and number 2, given how things are looking right now. I just thought they'd be the two strongest AIs on the map, and I was just hoping they could work together. So far, they have. I hope that that continues, because I want these guys to work together, as I said. All right, Baghdad is still getting sieged down. Still waiting for... oh, there it is. And there it is. We were waiting for it. Okay. Now, war number 4. This seems like a smart conflict from Gilgamesh to pick up more territory here. Anyway, there's that Barb City. Sadly, though, this gets auto-raised. Zara builds another shrine. The Kong Miao is... no, that's the Dai Miao. The Kong Miao is the Confucian shrine. Where is the Confucian? Where's Confucianism's holy city? Oh, down here. 7. Okay. And Justinian is about to absolutely run over Genghis Khan down here. Yeah, again, I looked at this game before it started. I wanted to pick Genghis Khan. I really wanted to be like, Genghis Khan is going to roll over Zara and he's going to win the game. That might even happen in some of the alternate histories, but I just thought his position was too weak. In this game, he did not get any allies. Maybe if he gets some allies in other games. All right, now there's only one... Wait, what? There's only one catapult with this stack. What the heck? Where are all the catapults? No, there they are. So they'll start. Okay. I mean, the smart thing for Gilgamesh would really be just attack it. There's one sword, one catapult, one spear, and one archer. He should just slam all his units in and take this city. He does have 4 more catapults, so they'll be able to take that down relatively quickly. All right, Justinian gets the Colossus. Gilgamesh gets the statue of Zeus, which could be annoying. Justinian running the water economy in this game. Has the Colossus and the Great Lighthouse. Look at these. I mean, look at this trade route income. I really think that building the Great Lighthouse has been keeping Justinian in this. If he had lost that to Gilgamesh, he would be, I think, substantially behind where he is right now. Really, really helped out his economy enormously. All right, let's see. So he's got a stack sieging here at Karakorum. That's not going to take too long. New Sarai is technically still under Byzantine control for the moment. Baghdad got attacked, but it looks like the attack came up a little bit short. Gilgamesh got Hagia Sophia, not one of the more significant wonders. Oh, what the heck? Did these catapults just attack? There's one horse archer and one spear in here. Well, he just attacked this city. All right, okay, that was smart. He didn't waste time. Just took out the city quickly. And Mao is, yeah, pretty screwed at this point. He has very little left. Be curious to see what Gilgamesh gets here and what Saladin gets here from this war. Anyway, meanwhile, over here, let's go back to Karakorum, which is about to fall to the Byzantines. There he goes. All right. And yeah, Genghis Khan does not have much longer to live in this game. So Justinian will get some territory over here. Again, unfortunately, a lot of it is going to be culturally pressured. The Turfan's borders extend to, let's see, 20, 40, 60. It'll extend to here, so Karakorum will still be able to work a decent chunk of tiles. I do think New Sarai is going to go to somebody else soonish. Probably the Arabs, most likely. And unfortunately, Addis Ababa has a lot of... Yeah, this is also going to be at 500 culture pretty soon. 20, 40, 60. So this will extend out to here. I mean, like, Justinian will be able to have these cities, but, like, they will not be able to work their full suite of tiles. Zara's going to have a decent chunk from out of this. All right, anyway, so it'll take Justinian another turn or two to reassemble his stack. Let's see what Zara can what Saladin can manage to do up here. Oh, this stack went right over here. Only one catapult with the stack again, unfortunately. So they'll have to take some time. By the way, Shanghai, 2 chariots on defense. You would think Mao would just come grab this spot, but no. Yeah, just the one catapult. The good news for Gilgamesh is Mao does not have engineering, just walls, no castles. Let's see, Justinian is at the next city, Ningxia, and he's about to flatten that city too. Justinian has just a monster army right now. Another great general born by Mao. Yeah. Yeah. Once again, Gilgamesh would do better just to attack immediately. Apparently, he has. What are these units doing over? Why are why are three catapults just randomly over here? Sometimes the AI does not make a lot of sense. Anyway, Hangzhou looks like it's going to get attacked. Let's see if it can hold against this little Saladin force. Yes. And then down here, Ningxia is getting bombarded down. Can we see if Zara's plotting war? Sure, we should actually check that. All right, Justinian picks up another city, and he's working on yet another one over here. Justinian has like multiple stacks. All right, New Sarai did get traded or flipped over to the Arabs. Not really a surprise there. And there's a very little. Mongolia is like disintegrating before our eyes. There's not much left there. Zara's not plotting war. He seems content. But look what he is doing. He's doing the Gandhi play from last week. He's settling the Antarctic. Very smart. Very, very smart, Zara. Remember, I said before this game, I said I think Zara either wins the game or I think he's first to die. And it looks like we're headed more towards the win the game route from what I'm seeing right now. Anyway, okay, well, this oh my god. Oh my god, that's a humongous stack. There's only one longbow in this city. There's no catapults in this stack. I mean, it's a longbow on a hill with 50% culture, but there's one longbow. Where elephants do not get defensive bonuses, and swords are going to be useless against maces crashing in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. Well, Gilgamesh was like, screw sieging this city. I'm just going to take this right now. So that's going down. And then this city was still under siege. Gilgamesh, okay, Great Library, it's a little late for Great Library at this point. But, I mean, still a decent wonder. He'll get great scientists from that. He'll probably use for academies. All right, and then meanwhile over here, Justinian's about to take Old Sarai. We have like this collapsing, two civs collapsing at the same time. But Genghis is going to be out of the game first. Mao still has a decent chunk of cities left. And Justinian is like very ruthless. Only 2 cities left there. So the question is Saladin going to capture any of these Mao cities? Because at the moment, he's kind of failing. I would have to imagine he can get Hangzhou, but like, is he going to get Xi'an? I mean, culturally, Baghdad has enough culture. Yeah, 24, 20, 40, 60. Well, Xi'an would be just outside its borders. Just barely. Nanjing is not really pressured culturally by Saladin. So Saladin not getting a lot out of this war. Where's Justinian heading next? He has 1 stack going to Beshbalik, and that's it for the time being. He needs another turn or 2 to walk to the next city in line. And Gilgamesh has another stack that was headed for Beijing, but this time looks like he got a little over aggressive. He probably should use that catapult to bombard, I guess. He's being a little bit sloppy with some of these. So, Lake Mario Sam said, I did not think Mao would do this badly. Well, I actually thought he would do this badly. I tried to call that out before the game. Justinian getting Notre Dame is nice. More happiness for the AI is always a good thing for them. I would expect Nanjing to get attacked any turn now because it's down to just 10% culture remaining. But apparently not this turn. All right, so Saladin did get a city over there at Hangzhou. And the Byzantines... Okay, I thought they were going to stop to bombard here. They did not. They did not, so we'll just have to wait and see when the final blow gets delivered down there. Okay, Gilgamesh, don't let this Saladin sword walk in and take the city. Wait, what the heck? What happened there? How did he not take this city? What the heck? Wasn't there a huge stack here? Okay. Well, that was not ideal for Gilgamesh. I thought he was going to take that spot, but apparently not. So that attack came up short. If there was any hope of what's his name, of Mao getting eliminated before Genghis Khan, that certainly eliminated it there. Right now, there's actually two separate sieges going on here, one at Chengdu and one at Beijing. There's catapults poking at both of them, very slowly, but poking away. This is a city on a hill with two longbows. There's probably enough maces there that that's not going to matter, but anyway, okay, Justinian's still working there. Power graph, please, sure. Remember, there's a lot of you in chat. I can't get to everyone. Yeah, Gilgamesh made kind of a sloppy attack there, but doesn't seem like it mattered that much. Zara, by the way, has been building up. I wonder if he's going to start another war. All right, he's in. We have enough on our hands already. Now, he can plot at a pleased. Obviously, he can't plot at friendly. He's probably just planning on declaring on Genghis Khan again. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem for Justinian. Look at his cities here. They just don't control a lot of tiles, unfortunately. They'll be okay, but like they'll be limited in their usefulness because they're crushed by Zara's culture really badly. So that's unfortunate for him. And yeah, Nanjing managed to hold for whatever reason. It's not even on a hill, so I don't quite understand. Not sure why there was so much trouble there, because as I said, it's not on a hill, but it did end up holding. Chengdu is probably the next one, although that or Xi'an. Saladin put together a decent stack. It looks like he's going to get that city. Has Justinian managed to get a stack down here? Not quite yet. It's true. He has a great lighthouse. That's true. Of course, eventually that will obsolete at corporation tech. Now, that's a long way down the road. But someday it will obsolete. All right, so there's another Gilgamesh conquer quest there. All right, so Zara already has paper if he's requesting that. He's also apparently going to get the philosophy religion as well, because that still has not been founded yet. So he's definitely going culture this game. He's going to have 5 holy cities, which is remarkable. And Justinian still has not come down here yet. What is he doing? Taking his time there. Better hurry or Mao's going to be out of the game first. Anyway, so there's Xi'an. I would expect Gilgamesh will get this city, although he doesn't have that many units there. Maybe. I would say that Beijing's a pretty nice prize. It has the pyramids and the mausoleum, so whether Gilgamesh gets this or Saladin is kind of a big deal. Judaism also founded in the Barb city. Pretty hilarious. All right, where is okay, here comes the Justinian army. He was taking his time, but it's way down here. If Saladin got the kill point, I mean, it would be... He didn't deserve it as much as Gilgamesh, but like he did fight off an attack, so like he has done something. The problem for Saladin is his teching is awful. Look at Saladin; he's just getting calendar tech right now. I mean, like, what Gilgamesh is like almost a full era ahead of him. He just unlocked guilds, and Zara is even further ahead. He's on education right now. He's gone straight to liberalism apparently. I think he wants free speech for culture purposes. So, I mean, the problem for Saladin is he's really far behind in tech. Like, really far behind in tech. Also, Zara has gotten to be pretty massive right now. He's even building the religious wonders. I mean, like, even though Justinian has gotten more cities, like, this war was a absolutely gigantic win for Zara. It really couldn't have gone too much better than him. Like, with him securing the whole Antarctic, I mean, Justinian got some territory, but it's much more a Zara thing than that. So yeah, I have to say Zara looks like the favorite at the moment right now. As I said, he was probably going to be first to die or win the game, and that seems to be what's happening here. Gilgamesh does not have that many units over here. Oh, I didn't even realize that there was an attack going on down here. It doesn't even look like there were that many units here. So I guess it's still possible for Mao to get eliminated before Genghis Khan. Well, okay, probably not, but it's going to be pretty close. A lot of people have Genghis Khan first to die, so it actually matters quite a bit which one of these. And not a lot of people have Mao. So it matters quite a bit which one of these goes out first. This would be like the ultimate troll thing if they go out on the same turn. Now, just in case it matters here, Gilgamesh moves first in turn order. So Gilgamesh does act before Justinian here. If he throws all his units, he might actually take this city first. So just watch the interface, see who actually gets taken first. Is Zara? Zara's probably sending a stack, but it's not going to matter because Genghis Khan's going to be dead in this turn or the next turn. No, we only want. There's only one first to die. It is first to die. If it happens on the same turn, one of them still happens first, you guys. So let's just watch and see. So the answer is neither of them died that turn. Neither of them died on that turn. But the fact that Justinian didn't attack, I actually think Gilgamesh might just attack here because he's going to get this down to 0 HP and there's like nothing in there. I don't know. Let's see. I still think Genghis Khan dies first, but I don't know. Just watch the interface to see which one disappears first. It's Mao is first. It's the same turn first to die. Whoa! But Mao died first. Whoa! Oh, that's awful. For so many of you had what's his name first to die. Same turn first to die. Wow. Yeah, it's the same turn tiebreaker. Jeez. Okay, and just like that, we're down to just 3 AIs remaining, and Saladin being in a religion no one else practices is dangerous for him. Whew. Check who killed Mao. It had to be Gilgamesh. Good question, but it had to be Gilgamesh because the turn order was Gilgamesh first, Justinian second, Saladin third. So it had to be Gilgamesh for that order to play out correctly. No, I got a screenshot there. The same turn elimination. All right. This game can definitely prompt some fun stuff. All right. We don't see that very often, do we? So Mao goes out first, followed by Genghis Khan. Same turn elimination, remarkably. So let's see. So first we mark down Mao, and they were both on turn 166. Justinian should have just attacked a turn sooner. So we give the kill credit to Gilgamesh because he was the one who got the kill. Now let's do Genghis Khan, who was not very effective in this game. He needed an ally. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get one. Game 7, turn 166. That kill goes to Justinian. Where is he? Here we go. Justinian, who just barely missed seeded status. All right, game 7. First eliminated is Mao. Again, if you picked Genghis Khan, I am so sorry. That's absolutely heartbreaking. And Genghis Khan was much more popular of a eliminated topic. How many people had Mao first? I thought Mao had a real chance to be first to die, but I was not brave enough to pick him. 135 over 5, so 27. It's about maybe like 7 or 8% of the people had him picked as first to die. Fantasy purposes, Mao is first to die. So Link Mario Samus gets his first points. And then Gilgamesh gets a kill, and Justinian gets a kill as well out of this one. All right. Interesting times. I am shocked that Mao managed to be first to die. How did... kudos to Genghis Khan Temujin for not dying, given all the fact that he was collapsing so much sooner. I don't know how he survived that. Anyway, so let's advance a turn to get them out of war-making mode and check in and see how things are. It's pretty close between Gilgamesh, Zara, and Justinian. I think the biggest issue long-term is it's just hard to see how... Zara doesn't like launch the spaceship, doesn't win by culture before someone can win by spaceship or domination, but we'll see. Saladin being in his own religion is a bit of an issue. All right, so lot of happy and pleased faces on here. So Gilgamesh is currently friendly with everyone. Currently friendly with everyone on the map. Saladin is pleased. Saladin doesn't declare it pleased. Justinian doesn't declare it pleased. And Zara is only pleased with Saladin. Now, Zara can declare war at pleased. Diplo is on the cards. Now, there are some things that are propping up relations. One is that the shared civics is doing a lot of work here. Remember, Gilgamesh's favorite civic is hereditary rule. Everyone is in hereditary rule. That's a massive boost for him. We also have theocracy. Favorite civic for Saladin, Justin, and Zara. They are all in theocracy as well. So this is propping up relations to a huge degree. There's also the shared faith. So like Gilgamesh is getting, he actually has -2 there for that. He's getting +5 for shared faith and then +5 for chosen wisely your civics. Same thing. He's getting +10 with both of them for hereditary rule and civics. If they drop out of hereditary rule, then he would be much less inclined to like them. Similarly, Saladin is getting, like, his relationship's getting propped up here by mutual military struggle. That will go away over time. This is the civics bonus, and then this is also the civics bonus. So they are all popular. Oh yeah, I need to mark Genghis Khan dead too on the fantasy sheet. Thank you. That did not score any points. Jonar Binks had Genghis Khan. So I will just cross that off screen. You guys won't see that, but I just did it off screen. All right. Yeah, +18 with Zara. Just +18, yeah. That's a definite possibility for voting in the UN. All right, let's look and see what everybody's tech stuff looks like. Oh, Gilgamesh, does Zara have divine right? Did he grab that religion yet, or is that one that's... No, it looks like Gilgamesh is going to deny him the divine right religion. Interesting. Oh, unless he takes it with the free liberalism tech. He might take it with the free liberalism tech. That's also a possibility. Let's see what he takes. He didn't. He took astronomy. Interesting. Nanjing went over to Zara. No, it didn't. And I don't think it will either. There's no pressure on this city. Now, if he starts running the cultural slider and goes to 100% culture, it's a different story. But no, that's not going to go to Zara. That's a safe hold. It was actually a remarkably friendly distribution of cities from Mao between Gilgamesh and Saladin. These two cities to Saladin, which are kind of tundra ice balls, and then all the others. How many others were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more cities for Gilgamesh. So Gilgamesh has the most cities right now, and he can actually regrow some of these. Zara, I believe, is the second most because he has those tundra ice balls, or it might be Justinian. Justinian picked up 4 cities in that war, and Zara picked up technically only 1 city, but then he founded the ice ball cities below. Okay. But we might just need to be chilling here for the time being. I mean, we can check to see if Zara's plotting war. I don't think he is. He was plotting war against Genghis Khan. Can we analyze Diplo again? Sure. I mean, we can look at it periodically, but I mean, like, not much has really changed. It's not really going to change until someone gets, until somebody starts swapping civics around. All right, Gilgamesh just founds the final religion, which was Buddhism, I think. Yeah. Down here. Oh, and Justinian was apparently in a golden age. I didn't even realize he was in a golden age. So, you want to just see the graphs real quickly. Interesting, GMP was so high for Zara. I guess a lot of that's culture, but it's not all culture. Production, reasonably close. Food. Gilgamesh is the most food. Interesting that Saladin's actually passed Zara on food. Power, these two are really close. Saladin's definitely the weakest of these three. If we want to check beakers real quick, we should get a beaker check. Gilgamesh 336. Saladin, okay, Saladin's definitely behind. Justinian at 446, although he's running a deficit at the moment, so that's a little bit inaccurate. And then Zara's at 426. Zara is positive at 80%. So Gilgamesh is a little bit behind them in economy. Gilgamesh captured Mausoleum, it's true. That's a really nice one. We do have the Taj Mahal being built by Justinian. It looks like he'll probably get that. So it's reasonably close. Gilgamesh at the moment looks more like a second place than a first place. But it's still pretty open between Gilgamesh, Zara, and Justinian. Okay, there's another. Oh no, I was going to say got auto race. Apparently the fact that the barbarians got fishing tech allowed them to take this. A little bit of a bad break for Justinian, though, that like the entire Antarctic has been taken by Zara here. And Justinian loves him, so he won't do anything about it. I mean, he's plus 14, so he will never fight. Like, once again, we've got the AI that wants to go culture just in a situation where no one will fight them. We seem to have this keep happening in this season. Someone goes like super heavy on culture, and just that person, no one will fight them. Uh, for whatever reason, just shakes out that way. Yeah, Gilgamesh converting to his own religion would shake things up enormously in this game. I mean, at the moment, I don't know if that's likely because it's just one city, but the AI does prefer to swap to a self-founded religion. Problem is, Christianity is omnipresent, so he's unlikely to drop that anytime soon. The more likely thing is someone goes after Saladin because he has a different religion, so like that's more likely. But right now, we can kind of just do next turning for the time being because there's not a lot going on right now as everybody researches their way through the tech tree. I think Taj is going to get built here by Justinian, which is... Oh, no, did Zara just build it? No. I thought that he might have built Taj Mahal, but no, apparently Justinian is going to build it. Gilgamesh is not plotting. He's friendly with everyone. He can't plot. Good question, but he's currently... As long as he's friendly with everyone, he's not plotting war. So that, like, it literally can't happen. Wait, what did I just do? I don't think I did anything. Guys, remember, Zara's not plotting war, you guys. I'll try to check periodically, but like if there's not much going on, I'm gonna flip through. It was the economic merchant golden age. We probably will just flip through these turns relatively quickly because there's not going to be that much going on. If you're curious about a culture check, so far there's not that much culture, but I would expect that Zara's going to be spreading religion around. Gilgamesh apparently built the shrine for his tiny Buddhism. So maybe he'll start spreading that around. I guess we'll see. It's got a long way to go. Saladin still didn't have Code of Laws for some reason. Apparently he didn't have Code of Laws. Alright, Justinian. So there we go. Zara, the civics he adopted are not going to change the diplomatic picture. Although, alright, well, he did actually, never, actually it did. He is down to cautious. Gilgamesh is now only, Gilgamesh only pleased with Zara. Of course, the danger for Gilgamesh is if he tries to attack Zara, you know, Zara just calls in Justinian on his side is very possible. That's assuming he could even beat Zara one-on-one, which I'm not sure he could. I mean, these two are very close, but it's not like Zara is that weak either. Zara was also apparently in a golden age. But anyway, we'll keep checking periodically to see. But for the time being, I don't see that much going on. Here's how Justinian Zara can still score points. I mean, it certainly could. This game's still pretty close overall. Yeah, he's not plotting war at the moment. Zara is the only other one who even can, and he's not plotting war. Again, I wouldn't expect Zara to, because he's doing cultural stuff. So, we're just going to try to go through these turns relatively quickly, because there's not much going on. Zara definitely looks like he's trying to chase towards a cultural victory of some kind. But right now, yeah, not that much. You need to check Zara's name to see if Gilgamesh is plotting because he can't be bribed versus friendlies. Okay. Oh! Zara's not just going cultural stuff. He's making a play for Saladin. Okay. I mean, it's the only one he can plot with. Alrighty. Yeah, the only one who can plot war while they're at friendly is Catherine. Zara is not close to culture just yet. He would have to turn on the slider. He's apparently going for early communism, which is a strange thing to do. So yeah, all right. Well, so apparently we're plotting war here with Zara. Gilgamesh is... Wait, what? He's just in anarchy. I was like, he didn't turn on the slider, did he? No, he's just in anarchy. Going uni suffrage for some reason. An odd choice, to say the least. Alright, well now he's dropped down to cautious with Saladin as well. So that's noteworthy. Yeah, we did an econ check earlier. What? Catherine can't plot at friendly. She can be bribed in at friendly. Okay. Man, you guys would like to spam the chat with those requests. Alright. We couldn't betray our close friends, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. The only one who seems to be plotting at the moment is Zara. And I suspect New Sarai is the city he wants to go after. Wait. Where? Wasn't there a stack here just a little while ago? Oh, no. Is it here? I guess it's here. A lot of catapults there. But anyway, yeah, Gilgamesh is what Gilgamesh needs to do is take over a sizable chunk of Saladin, and then after that, plunge the dagger into Zara and hope that he can kill Zara before Justinian rides to his rescue. That's the problem. Is just for Gilgamesh, the problem is Zara and Justinian are just like joined at the hip, and he can't really fight one without having to fight both. So like, Justinian actually has a decent chance to get second here. But like Justinian, it's odd because he like needs to overcome Zara, but like he loves Zara, so he won't ever fight him unless the conditions change somehow. So it's a weird situation. I mean, in the extreme late game, if the UN gets built, the UN can force everyone into free religion, which would drop the shared faith and would drop the shared theology civic, which could be pretty noteworthy. Oh yeah, and the big thing about Gilgamesh going uni suffrage is he drops out of hereditary rule, and then he no longer gets the I love your civic for running hereditary rule. So that is kind of noteworthy there. Anyway, we're just chilling until someone decides to do something, which so far they haven't. Gilgamesh, we said he can plot with Saladin, but he's not. Or, yeah. And Zara's apparently still plotting war, so I haven't spotted where the heck his stack is. Justinian also, he went Emancipation. Interesting. Okay. Looks like he's building a stack over here at Turfin, which would be suggestive of attacking New Sarai. How far is Buddha? Oh. He just went Buddhism, you guys. That makes the game significantly more interesting and also more dangerous. Because Justinian is no longer... Justinian is still pleased with Gilgamesh. Still pleased, but he's no longer friendly. And Gilgamesh is no longer friendly with anyone, actually. He is not as happy with Zara as he was before. Interesting. Well, I would feel better if Gilgamesh were beelining straight for rifling right now. Instead, he's off on the scientific method train. He does have Cuirassiers, but he hasn't gone to the rifling route yet. Saladin is nowhere close. Justinian has democracy. And now, oh no, Justinian, why? Why the early corporation? No! He's obsoleting his great lighthouse. Why? Oh man. And then Zara also does not have rifling. He has already picked up communism, so Zara is the furthest ahead in tech, but he has not picked up military techs. Okay. This could go very badly for Zara if he attacks Saladin, and then Gilgamesh comes and backstabs him. This could go badly for him. That has not happened yet, but... Okay, and Zara just signed a defensive pact as well. Now Saladin doesn't like Zara either. So there's still a lot of ways that this could go. Gilgamesh declaring war on Saladin could also trigger that defensive pact. That would, or Gilgamesh declaring war on Zara could trigger that defensive pact. Of course, if Zara attacks, what's his name? If Zara attacks Saladin, that defensive pact dissolves. Because if you start an offense... Oh, well, here's the stack right here. Here's his stack. Is Gilgamesh plotting war yet? No, Gilgamesh is not plotting war at the moment, which might be the smart thing for him. He probably shouldn't start a war until he has rifling tech. So anyway, this is the stack. Let's watch where it goes. Yeah, all the green left pretty quick on that screen. Didn't last long, did it? Oh, here it is. I think this stack is a moving towards Saladin. I think. Zara just built the Kremlin of all things. Now, the AI doesn't use the Kremlin very well. Yeah, I mean, we might be seeing some green on green action here in a minute. 38 units. Okay, or we might not have to wait a minute. Okay, so Zara is not just gonna cross his fingers and go for culture. He's apparently gonna shake things up here. So Saladin now hates him. That dissolves the defensive pact. Justinian is now down to cautious with Gilgamesh, so no longer pleased anymore. No longer pleased at this point. So there's there's some potential there between those two as well. Where these war declarations shake out is going to be absolutely critical because whoever's on like the wrong end of a 2v1 is going to be in really... Wait, I destroyed chat? What happened? Okay, what happened to the chat? There we go. Sorry about that. But like how these wars shake out is just going to be absolutely critical. Let's refresh the map here. I don't think Saladin has much of a shot from this point. Maybe he could like be backdoored into second place. I think all three of the other leaders have a real shot. I think all the other leaders have a real shot here. And just like how the diplomacy shakes out is going to be so critical as far as who wins what. So yeah, Zara's obviously attacking here. Interestingly, oh, so he just bulldozed his way in to New Sarai without much trouble. The one thing that Saladin and Justinian have going for them is they are like tied at the hilt to one another. They are very, very strong friends. And that in a world where everybody, so like they will not fight each other. In a world where everyone else is pretty suspicious, that could be a very big deal indeed. Still, Zara and Saladin are pretty evenly matched in terms of power. Like, they're pretty close overall. So this war could stalemate unless one of the... I mean, Saladin's kind of behind in tech. Both Gilgamesh and Justinian are going... it looks like, for rifling, I suspect. So they are, like, the heavy hitters, even though they are not in wars right now. Yep, going for rifling. Going for rifling. Both of them are headed in that direction right now. And they can both plot war now. Oh boy, Justinian's plotting war. Gilgamesh is not. So Justinian, I mean, he can only plot with one person here. So he's looking to mix it up with Gilgamesh. I don't know. I mean, he's got the cataphracts, but the era of cataphracts is kind of over already. Because they're both going to have rifles very soon. I mean, it looks like he's planning to mix it up with Gilgamesh. That is a high-risk, high-reward situation there. Justinian's pretty far behind score-wise. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work for him. We'll see, though. Anyway, meanwhile, over here, this is going to be a tough war to fight because it's green on green. Light green against dark green. This is also kind of a tricky era to be attacking in. Now, the difference is Zara looks like he's also going... Oh, Justinian Statue of Liberty. Nice. In his capital. Zara also looks like he's going rifling, which he is, and I don't think Saladin's not close at all to rifles. So that could give Zara a huge edge here in this conflict. So yeah, we'll just watch this for the time being. That said, fighting right now into castles is pretty miserable for these units, so this is not going to be an easy... And of course Saladin's protective as well. So it's not going to be an easy conquest for Zara, but he might be able to just roll through eventually, given enough time. A lot of injured units on both sides. Saladin just got military tradition. Now, does he have gunpowder? Oh, no, he does not. So the tech does nothing for him. He needs at least gunpowder. Saladin really needs to get gunpowder and then rifling pretty badly here. Yeah, no Willem Gambits in this game. Although Zara is the tech leader. Zara did take his time getting to rifling. Okay, Saladin looks like he wiped off that first stack. Now, unfortunately for Justinian, he is not going to have any rifling edge. And Zara just went Emancipation State Property. Well, those are not civics you pick to go for a cultural victory. Let's just say that. But like Justinian is not going to be able to attack before Gilgamesh has rifling tech. So, Gilgamesh just popped the Mausoleum Golden Age too. That's pretty nice for him, so he'll get the 12 turns of Golden Age right now. This is a very close game, you guys. This is a really entertaining one. Can we see the total unit count? Sure. I try not to do this except in the late game, but since you guys asked, Gilgamesh has 173, Saladin has 70, Justinian has 178, and Zara has 76. Wow, yeah. Much, much bigger militaries for Gilgamesh and Justinian. Is Gilgamesh plotting too? Good question. Yeah, the worst thing that could happen for Gilgamesh, and no, he's not plotting war. He's not. The worst thing that could happen for Gilgamesh would be as if he like declared war on Saladin and then got blindsided by Justinian. I think the concern for me is I don't know if Justinian can keep up production wise. Like, okay, granted, Gilgamesh is in a golden age, but like even before that, that's a pretty big edge in production and a pretty big edge in food. Like that's a little bit tough to overcome. Anyway, well, let's just see what's going on over here, because this is the only place where the war is actually ongoing, although we expect Justinian to start a war relatively soon. Oh yeah. Well, this is this is the problem for Saladin. He traded pretty evenly right here, but then Zara just got rifling tech, and like that's a bit of a problem because Zara's strength just kind of explodes when that happens. Yeah, Justinian and Justinian is behind Gilgamesh in tech, because Gilgamesh has finished the rifling line, um, and he's apparently going for physics for some reason. I'm pretty sure the great scientist has already been taken by Zara. Yeah, Zara's on biology, interestingly enough. Um, and then Justinian did get democracy, but he's definitely a little bit behind there. I guess it's not. I guess it's relatively close between the two of them. The airship's being built. So anyway, yeah. Now that the Cavs are on the scene, it gets a lot harder for Saladin. He is going gunpowder. That'll let him build muskets and cuirassiers, but you know he's a long way away from rifling. Quite a long way away. I mean, he has calves, and calves will just end. Like, look at this stack of rifles just walking in. They will just absolutely shred the defenders. Longbows do not do well against cavalry and rifles. Anyway, Gilgamesh still not plotting war. Justinian still plotting war, apparently. Where is his stack, by the way? Justinian's... Oh, here it is, right here. That's a good stack. 74 units. It's on the move somewhere. And it should be crossing the border any turn now, depending on where. And there it is. Okay, that's what we were expecting. This is probably the conflict that's going to decide how this game plays out. I think Gilgamesh has the advantage. I don't know if it's that big of an advantage between these two. It's a straight up 1v1. Like, no one can interfere. We have a 1v1 on the eastern side of the map. We have a 1v1 on the western side of the map. Okay, now the advantage for Justinian is he started the war, so his stack, wherever, I don't see, here it is, it's over here. So he will have a big stack that runs into Gilgamesh's territory first. He kind of gets like the sucker punch. And he's probably going to go after Lagash, probably. But they both have rifles and they both have cavalry, so like we said, going to be pretty evenly matched over there. Zara has the much easier task of going after... What is the stack of rifles doing? Zara has the much easier task of going against someone who does not have rifles of their own over here. So Zara could potentially get a much easier conquest than over here on this side. Okay, so Justinian moved his stack back here into this city. He still has all 77 units in there. And Justinian's going chemistry while Gilgamesh does the top part of the tree. Okay. We'll check the power graphs in a minute or two, but I don't think that there's been that big of a trade. All right, well, this little stack of rifles got hit by Saladin. They kind of got isolated and killed. Problem is this Zara stack still has 32 units in it. And once those defenses are down, which is taking a while, but they will go down eventually, that city is probably going to fall. Meanwhile, Gilgamesh has a stack running around here. Justinian's stack is still hanging out in Angora, the 77 units. And then there's also some units clashing over here, but the frontline fighting should take place right over here in this area. between these two. Let's just see who's doing better in these initial trades. I am a little concerned for Justinian about how this is going right now, because that's not great in terms of power between the two sides. Justinian still has his big stacking here, but remember, Gilgamesh was in a golden age, so he presumably was pounding through units there. I mean, Zara is the tech leader, and Zara is in a pretty good position here, I have to say. We're probably going to end up with Zara 1, Gilgamesh 2, which means that, like, I'll have read the game really well, and identified 2 of the 3 strongest leaders, but then still end up scoring no points at all. Maybe. Long way to go, though. All right, so the Justinian moved his big stack out, and it looks like he took out a smaller stack of Gilgamesh over here. And there's a gigantic stack of catapults here for some reason. Well, something is bombarding Angora. 65 units. Meanwhile, this city is probably going to fall over here pretty soon. It's like not a fast conquest, but just trying to keep an eye on both of the wars to see what happens. I still feel like Zara probably gets to space before anyone else in this game, based on how it's playing out. All right. Well, here we've got the Justinian stack. Now, this started out at 77 units. It's at 58 now. So it does seem to be getting whittled down a bit. It's like that Doom stack does seem to have gotten chopped down somewhat. All right, well, it had to move. It looks like it moved back into Angora for the time being. A lot of great generals being born. And this city still has not gotten attacked yet. Or is this city actually going to hold? Is it on a hill? No, it's not even on a hill. Zara's having real difficulty getting through this city's defenses. I think he's finally about to make it through, but he has been having trouble. He's been having real trouble. All right, so Justinian stack is back here in Angora again. I guess they both leveled off. Neither one of them has fought like a straight up engagement yet. Part of the issue for Justinian, though, is the statue of Zeus is in Gilgamesh's territory, and most of the fighting's been in Gilgamesh's territory as well. So Justinian's been kind of piling up the war weariness, I think. That said, Gilgamesh needs to drop the defenses of this city if he wants to take it. And somehow this city still has not fallen yet. I don't know how Saladin's been holding this. Saladin is very slowly limping to rifles. Or he's on replaceable parts, so he's one tech away. He hasn't queued up. He hasn't queued up rifling tech yet, but he is heading in that direction. Somehow he is still holding. Nope, never mind. I've been saying that, and then it falls on the inner turn. Yeah, Cav's just too strong, unfortunately, for... Oh. Well, that was fast. Gilgamesh and Justinian signed peace, but Justinian gives away a city. Wow, okay. I wasn't expecting that. That was not a good war for Justinian at all. Because I mean, that was just like a total stalemate there. Yeah, that was like a complete stalemate. So I don't know why he gave away a city for like nothing. That was really, really quite silly there. I don't get it. All right, well, those two can both go back to plotting again. But for the meantime, we'll switch back over here and see what's going on the Eastern War. Well, let's wait at least one turn so they get out of whatever war situation they were in. The door is now open for like... Well, Justinian could join this war against Saladin, I suppose. So let's see how they feel. So Gilgamesh does not like Zara very much. He really dislikes Justinian now. He could attack Saladin as well if he wanted to, but he really does not like Zara at all. Justinian will only fight Gilgamesh, which is noteworthy. Again, that civics bonus, really noteworthy. So the danger for Gilgamesh, even though he is the strongest AI in this game, is if if he starts attacking Zara, Justinian comes in and joins the conflict again and again and again. What was the power graph? Yeah, a lot of up and downs there. Back to 5. Yeah, Zara has cannons. Well, if he has cannons, that's... I mean, Zara's situation is just looking pretty solid right now. He's the tech leader. The biggest danger for him is Gilgamesh coming in and attacking. Gilgamesh is not plotting war, and Justinian we know cannot plot war. He won't attack either of these two, and he can't plot war with Gilgamesh right now. Gilgamesh is not plotting. Good question. So like I said, the danger is just that Gilgamesh is stronger than Zara, but that if he attacks Zara, he gets jumped on by Justinian from the other side because those two love each other. But it's not looking good for Saladin right now. Really not looking good for Saladin. And Zara's just in a really good position at this point. His ability to get like that super strong religious relationship with Justinian is doing him a lot of favors right now. Yeah, this stack. I don't think camel archers and maces are gonna do well against these units. I don't think that's gonna look very good. Saladin's just, he needs to get to rifling. Let's see if he queues up rifling next after replaceable parts. Where is the stack going? Why not mecha? Alright, we need one more turn to see if this goes rifling. Alright, he is going rifling. That'll help him if he can get there. If he has like an empire intact by the time he gets there. Kind of an odd path through, not the biggest stack, 20 units. It's not that big at this stage of the game. Just kind of check in periodically to see if this guy's plotting war. He is not. But steam power is certainly an expensive tech. Gilgamesh pretty clearly has jumped ahead of Justinian in terms of like research now. So for the time being, this is the only war ongoing. Sorry, going uni suffrage. Does that shift up any of this shared civic stuff? I don't think it does. It's really just the theocracy. These three all having theocracy as their favorite civic. Although right now Gilgamesh also has theocracy in place. Interesting. That's almost enough to get Justinian back to pleased with him. Almost. Not quite, but close. So I don't know why you would take your army and siege this city next. It's an odd choice. The thing, though, is Saladin is slowly getting his way towards rifling tech. Why is everyone going universal suffrage? What a bizarre civic to go into. Like, the longer this goes on, the more time Saladin has to limp to rifling. And then Zara won't have, like, another military edge until he gets to tanks. So, like, he will lose his edge, and he'll have to fight through a billion protective rifles. I think he'll take this city, but then it's going to be a little tricky to keep going after that, because he'll have to fight protective rifles everywhere. I mean, he can do it, but it's not going to be fast. It's going to be a slow process. Also, Gilgamesh, why are you running the slider like that? Alright, well, he's plotting war, so that means he can attack either one of these. I think Zara is the more likely target, though. So, like, that, again, it's potential for a lot. Potential for big gains, but also dangerous potential, too, because Justinian could come in and this will be a 2v1. Also, Zara going assembly line is nice for him, too. He can't attack Justinian, correct, but he could attack Saladin if he wanted to, because he can plot at pleased. And there's an awful lot of border tension here. Of course, there's a lot of border tension here as well. But we could be setting... I mean, again, Gilgamesh is setting up potentially for a situation where he attacks Zara, but then Justinian attacks him, and then he's in a 2v1 against the team's two dominant powers. Like, Gilgamesh plus Saladin. I don't know if Gilgamesh plus Saladin beats Zara plus Justinian, even though Gilgamesh is the strongest AI at the moment. He would need to do a lot of damage to Zara before Justinian could join the war, which I don't know if that would happen or not. But, I mean, the stack is building here, so it's pretty clearly going to go straight for Yeha. One thing in Gilgamesh's favor is he does have cannons. Like, he's no longer dependent on catapults, so he can roll up cannons right here, and they can blast down the defenses. Unfortunately for him, there's machine guns now, and Zara's about to get assembly line, which is going to make it harder. That said, Gilgamesh is not that far behind. Like, okay, he doesn't have assembly line, but he can research it, and he will probably go there as soon as he finishes combustion. Like, he's going to have machine guns too. So he's behind there, but not by a lot. You can see Zara is definitely ahead in tech, no question about that. But it's not that big of an advantage. Yeah, Gilgamesh, of course, will be attacking into some stronger units. Anyway, Kufa gets captured, but Saladin will have rifling for the next city. Again, it's not enough to stop this offensive, but it can probably slow it down. Still very much up. The game is still very much up in the air. If Justinian, for some reason, stays out of this fighting, I don't think Zara can beat Gilgamesh 1v1. It's more like I don't think he's going to have to fight him 1v1, is kind of like the way I'm seeing it. I don't think he's going to have to fight him 1v1. Anyway, let's see if Saladin should have rifles start popping up. So that'll stop just the random Cav walks up and kills a longbow in your city. And I continue to wait to see if there's going to be an attack over here. Justinian is now belatedly getting steel. Again, he's a little bit behind. Gilgamesh going free speech. Okay, I don't know if that was worth a turn of anarchy just for that. So anyway, like I said, this stops the bleeding temporarily over in Saladin's territory, but he can't win this war. And eventually, Zara will get up to tanks, which just will run right over the rifles, like without even breaking a sweat. Anyway, yeah, that's a pretty nice stack. There's 53 calves in this stack, so when those get deployed, could get kind of ugly. Justinian, his enforced peace is now over, so he can now declare war on Gilgamesh again if he chooses to. So for the time being, the only action is still going on over here in Arabian territory. Oh, what is this? Gilgamesh. Oh. Gilgamesh is going to attack here, apparently. He has a stack that's trying to take out Kufa, of all things. Lots of showdowns indeed. I believe he just crossed the border, because when the game takes that long. Alright, as you said, Gilgamesh, the high risk, high reward thing here. Justinian is back to plotting again. He will be joining this war. Wait, what just happened? Well, that didn't take very long. Okay. Literally the same turn. Okay. Not even... Oh, wait. No, they didn't have a they did not have a defensive pact. They did not, you guys. You can't have a defensive pact if you're in a war. He couldn't have had one. Like I said, when you're in a war, you can't have a defensive pact active. Okay, we gotta... I mean, Gilgamesh is definitely the top power. I don't know if he can take out both of these AIs at once, though. He's gonna try. He apparently tried to... He had a stack over here somewhere, didn't he? Oh, yeah, he has a stack right here under this. Apparently, he's gonna try to take out whatever's in Kufa. And I think Yeha is going to get attacked here as well, because he has all the cannons underneath that city. But of course, Justinian has a big force too. It's just like a ridiculous number of calves on all sides. Yeah, there's 50 cavalry there. So this city is definitely getting captured. This time, Justinian was not the one triggering the war, so I don't know where Justinian's big stack is. He definitely has one. He's got a lot of units here in Nicaea, and he's got a lot of units in his capital, too. They're not, like, right on the front lines. And then this stack was apparently trying to hit Kufa here, but Kufa seems like it's pretty well defended with all of these infantry over here. Zara needs to get out of the war with Saladin. I mean, maybe. He's got Justinian to help out. Okay, Yeha is not going to survive 50 calves, unless I... I'm mistaken here. Maybe he's waiting another turn to attack, but 50 calves will definitely kill whatever's in that city. By the way, it's turn 250. Fun game here, but yeah, there's still 56 cavalry. I mean, there's still 56 cavalry here. Where is Justinian's stack? He's got a... Yeah, here we go. 61 units here. I would be worried if I were in this city, if I were a Sumerian in that city. Now, Link Marius Samus, why would you type, I'm playing X vs. Zero from Mega Man X5? Like, what a bizarre comment. To go out of your way to highlight a track that you're playing from Mega Man X5 on Spotify. I'm not trying to like make fun or anything, but like that is just such a random thing to highlight when we're in the middle of talking about this. Anyway, um, so I would expect Yeha to get captured. I would also expect Angora to get captured relatively soon. And apparently Gilgamesh was trying to take this city back, but it didn't go very well. Let's see what happens. Gilgamesh, okay, so Yeha as expected is taken. Gilgamesh is also on assembly line. But as expected, here comes Justinian stack over here. And wow, that's a lot of cannons over there. Oh, also took this stack, this city too, apparently. Najran taken back. How close is Justinian to infantry? Good question. I think he needs like two or three tech. Oh, he's only one tech away. Just one tech away. It is an expensive tech, so he's not far off either. I'm amused that this city got taken back as well. I don't know if Gilgamesh can hold this though, because there's rifles running around infantry running around over here on the part of what's his name? On the part of Zara. Yeah, but never mind. He reinforced it. Looks like he'll be able to hold that. So there's still just this one Zara holdout here in the middle of Arabian territory. Is Zara's main army stuck in Arabia? I don't think so. He had some units over there. We should probably check to see what's going on power-wise, though. So far, it looks like Gilgamesh is getting the better of this. He put a real big hurt on Zara and a lesser hurt on Justinian. As I said, Justinian, though, did just move a big army up here. And they're trying to bombard down Angora. So I expect Justinian's going to get some of his own revenge right here. Not on that turn, at least. There's 60 units here. There's not as many inside the city for Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh had a big stack over here that he used to capture this. Nice city, but it was pretty expensive for Gilgamesh to take that spot. Gilgamesh kind of needs Saladin to help him. The problem is Saladin's very weak in this game. Also, Zara's not that far away from tanks is another problem for Gilgamesh. Like, he's researching electricity. Industrialism is the next tech you can get. Gilgamesh isn't that far behind, but he is behind. He's behind about 4 or 5 techs. And that could matter. Anyway, I do think Angora is going to get captured here. There's just too many Byzantine units ready to attack that spot. So that was not as good for Gilgamesh. Now he's got another 25 calves over here. That's a lot of calves. They probably can brute force their way into Antioch. Probably. Some of these Zara cities are not as well defended. It is kind of surprising that there's these units just stranded in the middle of Saladin's territory. But, okay. Oof. That was kind of brutal, all those calves forcing their way in. Gilgamesh has a lot of cavalry, you guys. Okay, that's not really a surprise. That city was pretty useless for Gilgamesh, who is also apparently battering away here at New Sarai, of all places. And this city is still hanging out here. It's starving down. It's starving every single turn because it can't work a single tile. But there's all these Zara units just hanging out up there. Yeah, we do want to keep checking the power relatively frequently because in a war like this. Oof, okay. So that attack was costly. It put a hurt on Justinian. It was also costly for Gilgamesh. But that said, he did deal a lot of damage there. And Angora is probably the next target for Gilgamesh. I think Justinian's offensive is petered out for the moment. Maybe he's going to try to push on to Shurapak. I guess he's got a decent stack of units there. Okay, New Sarai captured as well. Now, that was not much of a city for Zara, but he did capture it. Interestingly enough, this city over here is like not defended at all. I will say that my pick for Gilgamesh to win by domination, this is like the only way that this can happen. Unfortunately for Gilgamesh, he is pausing now to build factories, which he does need to build, but like it will take him a couple turns to build factories before he can get back to pumping out units. And as I said, see if Zara goes for tanks next at industrialism. Justinian also now on assembly line. All right, so this stack turned around and is coming on its way back. Oh, Angora actually did get recaptured there. Wow. These border cities. It would be rough living in these. Could see Gilgamesh first, Saladin second by process of elimination. New Sarai has been owned by 5 of the 6 civs in the game. Everyone other than Mao has owned it at some point, I think. Everyone other than Mao. This city is not very well defended. I wonder if they'll make a play, if Gilgamesh is going to make a play there. These infantry just will not die to anything that Saladin has. But Saladin is just like tying down that stack, and that's about it. I still think it's going to be tough for Gilgamesh to overcome both of these leaders. This stack, I'm curious if Gilgamesh is... Oh, did Gilgamesh just wipe that stack out? Did all of those units die? Let's advance one more turn to when it pops up on the power graph. Well, Zara's doing a very slow flight, so he's not going industrialism next. I mean, Gilgamesh does seem to be pushing forward on most parts of the front right now. Back to this. Oof. Oh, ow. Ugh. Oh, boy. Wow. That was not what you wanted if you're... Justinian is now barely above Saladin in power. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, we've had enough generals that they're no longer named anymore. That's a... Ugh. Gilgamesh, yeah, Gilgamesh plus Saladin now has more power than Justinian plus Zara. Boy, this has been a really, really close, entertaining game. All right, Gilgamesh has 140 units. Justinian has 51. Oh, my God. Note that both of them are much lower than earlier in the war. 37 for Saladin and 96 for Zara. So Zara now has to be the senior partner in this war. We can't just rely on Justinian. Anyway, yeah. Oh, the other thing that's killing Justinian is that it's the statue of Zeus. 9 unhappy faces for war weariness. Oh my God. Oof. Look at this. This city has 8 unhappy faces from war weariness. I mean, for the moment, he's hanging in there because the AI gets all those cheats on deity for happiness. But, like, I'm not sure how much longer he's going to... Like, if this war keeps going, it's going to be rough. And Zara must be in the same situation, too. Yeah. A lot of war weariness. Now, Gilgamesh is not free of war weariness either. He also... Oh, he's not in emancipation. Oh, man. That's... Okay, well, that city has the Globe Theater in it, but... He's apparently also been whipping his cities too. He needs to get into emancipation. Gilgamesh. Does he even have democracy tech? He's never researched democracy tech. What the heck? He needs someone to build the UN and force everyone into emancipation. Very violent game here. All right, well, let's advance the turns. That was a big victory for Gilgamesh. He's kind of slaughtered Justinian's whole field army. I don't know what these cannons are trying to do here. So Justinian, he just finished assembly line, so he also has infantry now. I mean, and like, it's going to be tough for Gilgamesh to push too much further forward. That's the problem. Like, everything's just so, like, built up defensive-wise. It's going to be tough. Zara still has a sizable chunk of his military over here in Saladin's territory. Also, Yeha is not very well defended at the moment. I mean, there's a group that can reinforce, but it's not very well defended. So Zara could potentially take that. Well, never mind. Now machine guns are popping up in there. Oh, never mind. It got recaptured. Looks like Zara put the... Now it might get retaken back here, but Zara was able to take it back again. I just think it's going to be hard for Gilgamesh to beat one. What Gilgamesh needs is he needs to peace out with one of these two opponents. We're still nowhere close to a cultural victory. Gilgamesh needs to fight one of these two and peace out with the other one. Because I don't think he can beat both of them. I think it's just too many units. Even though he's stronger than either one individually, I think it's too many for him to fight both of them at once. Also, a lot of cabs on all sides. Yeah, okay, Gilgamesh finally realizing he needs to go back. I thought for a second Zara might have turned the slider on, but he's still upgrading units, apparently. And somehow this city is still in Ethiopian hands in the middle of Ethiopian territory somehow, and there's like another stack wandering around by itself. Where is this going? Good question. I think Yeha is probably going to get... oh, I was going to say get retaken, but look, that's very well defended. A lot of infantry in there. I don't know. And it's back up to 52% defenses. I don't know. As I said, Gilgamesh is... I mean, he's putting a hurting on here, but it's just too... I think it's just too many opponents for him to fight at once. Like, he got some good trades early on, but like when he tried to move into enemy territory, it has not been going as well. I guess he's got another stack over there, so maybe. This stack does look like it could... I mean, he could take this stack and like try to push on Constantinople, which does have Statue of Liberty, which would be really big. And Notre Dame, the happiness would be huge for that as well. But like Zara is still teching the fastest of anyone. Justinian police state. Yeah, they all need it for the war weariness. That'll help with the war weariness a lot. Right now, Yeha seems to be where the main fighting is taking place. All right, well, that gets recaptured again. I mean, Gilgamesh is like slowly grinding forward, but as I said, he needs to take... really needs to get peace with somebody. And like Antioch looks like it might get recaptured. So like they're just going back and forth across the border, which I think is a win for Zara. All right. Well, that's honestly a big win for Gilgamesh. Even though he gave Yeha back, now Justinian is exposed. And that's very bad news for Justinian. Like, Justinian cannot win this 1v1. And then if he cripples Justinian here, he could potentially come back against Zara. Because, like, you can see the score is kind of narrowed up there. So that's bad news for... There's also bad news for Saladin, by the way. Let's be clear. It's bad news for Saladin, too. Because Saladin is still at war with Zara, you guys. Oh, I was like, what are these units doing? But they're coming over here to Beshbalik, I think. So which wars are ongoing now? Right now, we have Zara against Saladin and Gilgamesh against Justinian. It's like the senior partner against the junior partner in each war. I'm really interested to see where the AI goes in these conflicts, too. Justinian is definitely a lot stronger than Saladin. I mean, this little stack here is trying to siege down Najran. As a Zara machine gun wanders over. Zara has been avoiding industrialism for tanks, by the way. All right, random calves. Gilgamesh needs to build a stack with cannons if he plans to take these cities. Gilgamesh, if he could take these cities, he would kind of rip the heart out of Justinian. I know he's also making a play for the more weakly defended cities in the east, but those will be culturally crushed by Gilgamesh, so they wouldn't be as valuable. And he's like building another stack here, presumably for Beshbalik. And then up here, this stack is still trying to siege down Najran, which is not very well defended. There's more... So the Ethiopian units are starting to infiltrate back into Arabia again. And then this stack does have cannons in it, so it'll be able to make some progress there. Zara's come close to eclipsing Gilgamesh in score. I still think this is set up really well for Zara, because he's got the easier opponent here. And like Zara's leading in tech, so he's the one... Like other people have to stop Zara, and I'm not sure anyone's in a position to do that. Gilgamesh getting into emancipation gets him out from that happiness penalty, though, so I don't know why the AI does this, but presumably he'll stop starving these cities for no reason. Presumably. Justinian survives in Mongolia. Well, yeah, but like he's not safe there either, because these units can just walk across. That said, if this city falls to Zara, then there might not be a path through the culture, through Zara's culture, to get over there. Okay, so yeah, Constantinople just lost half its cultural defenses in one turn. And Najran is holding out for the time being. Remember, Gilgamesh can't walk through Zara's borders, so if he wants to get over here, he does have to use Arabia's borders to get over there. But Justinian having those Mongolian colonies is a big deal. All right, yeah, this city's well defended, but this is a pretty big stack. This is 44 units over here with cannons. I I don't know. It's tough to take down infantry in there. That said, the Cavs and artillery don't get defensive bonuses. This could be really big. Justinian needs to hold this city here. If he loses this, he's in deep trouble. Oh no. Oh no, that's not good. That was his capital, and he had Statue of Liberty in there. That's a big, and Notre Dame. The happiness is a big swing too. Remember, the AI needs happiness quite badly. I don't know why now his city's actually there's actually a large happiness buffer for Gilgamesh up here. Also the Colossus, but that's long since been obsoleted. Anyway, yeah, there's a big stack in here. Interesting. What happened? How did these units get? They must have gotten hit with collateral damage or something. Because I don't know why they're healing. And then Zara is still trying to make progress over here. So that was a big capture for Gilgamesh. I think a question is, will he be able to get over to Justinian to take the rest of the cities? Because his ability to get over to like Beshbalik is somewhat dependent on Najran not getting captured, and I don't know if that's going to be able to hold out for too much longer by Saladin. Because like if this city gets captured, I don't know if Gilgamesh can make it over here to these cities over here. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be easy to get over here. I don't see how is he ever going to reach Samarkand. So he might not be able to eliminate Justinian because he won't be able to get over here. He can only take the cities over on this side. And if Gilgamesh is at war with Justinian, he won't start a war with Zara. Anyway, that's getting down the road. I do think that these cities over here are toast, though. If Justinian couldn't hold his capital, he's not going to be able to hold these cities either. There is one cannon over here. Like, the AI is not going to paradrop units in using flight. That's a lot of artillery over there. Justinian is like this other half of his empire, weirdly, over here. Somehow Saladin is still alive, by the way. I don't know how he hasn't lost more territory. There's this holdout that's still over here, costing Zara a lot of costs him a lot of money to maintain that. Also, for the moment, it appears as though there's a major sea battle going on over here too, which Justinian's building destroyers to try to win the sea battle, apparently, over land units to defend himself. Nicaea, there is one cannon firing on Nicaea. Just the one. This is another situation where... Oh, it finally fell, you guys. Najran finally fell. After holding out seemingly forever. I guess the paratroopers and the SAM infantry. Now Zara's finally going after tanks. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be too much longer for the western Justinian cities. How close is Gilgamesh to tanks, out of curiosity? He needs 2 techs, electricity, industrialism. He could also benefit from biology and medicine pretty badly as well. But Zara, I do feel like Zara's teching slowed a little bit due to all this warring that took place. Okay, now the destroyers have popped in. The destroyers are nice for taking coastal cities because you don't have to wait around for catapults. The naval units can take them out. Oh, did they sign peace? It looks like they signed a peace treaty. Saladin somehow surviving. Now, this is big because Zara can now get into the conflict again, and Justinian's researching industrialism too. So Zara could now go back to war with Gilgamesh again. That said, I don't know how much of Justinian's going to be left by the time Zara gets into another war here. And I don't know if Gilgamesh... I don't know if Zara wants a straight 1v1 with Gilgamesh at this point. Creative construction founded. What value is he getting from that? Well, it's expensive, but it's a lot of culture and decent production. That's not that bad, all things considered. He's actually running the slider for some reason. I don't think he needs it for happiness purposes, so I don't know what's going on there. So Justinian is going to lose, as I said, probably going to lose his whole western territory. Zara's army is stuck in Arabia, though. Is it? Some of it is. Not that much of it. Most of his, a good chunk of his army is right here, which is not stuck in Arabia. And I guess because this is the only city that fell, Gilgamesh can still get access over here to Beshbalik by walking through Arabian borders. But for the moment, the action's over here. Trebizond will be focused next, and then it'll be down the western coast here. Gilgamesh also would do well to get to tanks sooner rather than later. Rocketry is definitely the wrong tech for him to pick there. But there's no defenses here at Trebizond because these destroyers have taken out the culture. Noteworthy that, remember how the front line earlier, it was like Angora was on the front line. This was like, the front line was like right here. And you can see now it's, the frontier is like rolled south significantly. Gilgamesh might be running the slider. Maybe. To keep a city from revolting. I meant to open up one of these cities. Maybe. But yeah, this city is going to have like no cultural defenses, so it'll probably just get attacked right away. Zara's now on plastics. I wonder if he'll try to run the slider at plastics. He does have a lot of holy cities. I mean, he's not really close to a cultural victory at the moment. But you never know. He does have an awful lot of holy cities. We've seen the AI go culture at weird moments at different times in the past. Okay. Well, there's one cannon there, but there's like nothing defending that city. He's going spaceship so far at this point. I guess that's true. Spaceship does seem more likely. All right, there's another. So the next push will come down here. Now the question is Zara plotting yet against Gilgamesh? He is not at the moment. Not just yet. I guess Saladin could technically be plotting war as well, but that seems less likely. All right, so there's 3 Justinian cities remaining down here. Or 2 cities, excuse me. Oh, I can't count. They would probably get culturally crushed by Zara's culture, though. And here comes the big stack. Now, there's only 1 cannon with this. Zara did just waste a turn in anarchy there, though. Zara's building tanks. Again, Gilgamesh really does need to get industrialism so he can fight tank versus tank. You really don't want to fight tanks with cavalry. He is not going in that direction, though, but I presume he will soonish. I mean, like, biology and medicine will help him economically, but he really needs electricity industrialism. Because Zara having tanks up on him is... You don't really want to fight them. The good news for him is Zara's not plotting war with him right now, so that's good. I mean, Saladin technically could plot war, but I think Saladin's pretty content to sit this out for the time being. The longer this war goes on before Zara jumps in, the better it is for Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh wants to completely eviscerate Justinian, so he is a non-factor in this game, and just take him out before he clashes with Zara again, which he will. It's guaranteed they're going to go back to war at some point. He's already done a pretty thorough job of wrecking Justinian, but like Justinian's not quite out of it yet. Apparently doing a lot with the corporations as well. That's a lot of production, actually. Between Creative Inc. and Creative Corporation and Mining Inc., that's a lot of production. Not that the AI uses the corporations especially well. How much mutual war do Gilgamesh and Saladin have? A lot, I'm sure. I haven't really been looking at diplomacy that much because, I mean, Saladin is only +6. Still only +6 between the two of them. There is also, if someone builds the UN, I mean, Justinian will 100% vote for Zara in the UN. I don't know if between them they have enough population. I think they're not quite enough, especially because Justinian continues to lose territory. Also, Gilgamesh, what are you doing? You don't need to build this strong of a force. You can just attack. He's building up like a super stack before he moves. And I think he's delaying a little bit of time here. Maybe a little more time than he should. So we're just kind of chilling here. All right, there it goes. He was building, as I said, a giant stack. And it just got jumped on by whatever Justinian had. Oh, actually, no, he did not. Where is his big stack? Power-wise, it's okay. Zara, you might not want to jump into this war. This stack, whatever was here, got hit by a bunch of artillery and got mauled pretty badly. And there's not that many units here. Where did all those units go? I don't know where they went. I guess we'll see. I would have expected the attack to just continue onwards to Thessalonica and whatnot, but apparently not. Oh, apparently paratroopers are just going to drop in out of nowhere. How many paratroopers was that? Because it seems like it was a lot of paratroopers. A lot of paratroopers. Yeah, this city has no defenses because the Navy took them out. I think these paratroopers can just capture this. 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 infantry, 1 machine gun. I think there's enough paratroopers here that they can probably take that. They can't take Thessalonica, but... Could Saladin vote for Gilgamesh? Not at the moment. They're not high enough, but it wouldn't take that much more to get to the point where they were high enough. Yep, I thought the paratrooper is just dropping in. Of course, currently Adrianople is being held by 1 unit, so I wouldn't say that's very securely held. So Thessalonica is the only city that Justinian has over here. Also, Justinian is about to drop below Saladin in score, which could be significant. New Sarai still has a bunch of units. Oh! Well, speak of the devil. This group is apparently the big stack is headed over towards here. It's headed toward Beshbalek. Instead of waiting to take the cities on the western coast, they're headed for the east now. Apparently. Because that's a big stack here. They also could have just walked on the roads to here, but I guess that's not how the AI approaches this. But like Thessalonica is still holding out, and it would be wise to send a force to go take that out because it's eating up a lot of cultural tiles there. There's still Nicomedia for Justinian. I mean, the problem is he can't. The problem for Gilgamesh is he can't reach this city. He can't get there. It's completely surrounded by Zara's culture, so he cannot get to that city unless he goes back to war with Zara, which again seems likely at some point to happen. Here comes another stack. And Thessalonica will just get swallowed up by Zara's culture as well. Okay, now there's no... That's a lot of paratroopers. Problem is this city does have 80% defenses from culture. Yeah, there's 38 calves, 22 infantry, 90 units. That will run over Beshbalek without much trouble. No surprise there. But like Gilgamesh will not start a war with Zara if he's in a war with Justinian, and he cannot reach the last city because it's surrounded by Zara's culture. So if Zara never declares war on Gilgamesh, Justinian can't die, which is interesting. That would be kind of a sad way, as if Gilgamesh just gets stuck, unable to declare war, because he can't reach the final Justinian city. But we have seen that happen before in some games. Can Gilgamesh land transports? I mean, he could, but the AI basically never does that. The AI basically never does that. That would be kind of sad, because like I think Gilgamesh wins by domination if he fights Zara. I'm just not sure Zara will ever declare war on him, and he might get stuck here unable to fight. I don't know. So I kind of hope Zara will go back to plotting war with him. I mean, Zara hates his guts. Where is Zara on here? I mean, Zara really, really hates him. So the AI hasn't learned to think beyond the sword. No. No, it has not. It is kind of funny watching their armies walk past each other right now. The UN would also be kind of interesting to see what shenanigans that gets up to. Alright, it's 300, turn 300. I don't think this game is going to be ending on turn 310, the way I predicted there. So yeah, for the time being, the Justinian's got a pretty good stacking here, and without the ability to cut the defenses, that city's not falling. In terms of the overall graphs, just because we're on an even turn number, GMP is pretty close between these. Gilgamesh seems like he's seizing control. Production, food. Gilgamesh seems like he's taking over the top spot pretty decisively. Not in culture, though. Not in culture. But Zara's not running the slider or anything like that. So we'll just on we go. So Gilgamesh, I think, is catching up to Zara in tech, but he still has a ways to go before he catches up to him. He is now going for tanks with the electricity there. Sooner or later he will capture Thessalonica, but he needs to bring some siege units over here. He can't get through the 80% defenses. He also has this hilarious conga line of units walking down on the eastern edge of the map here. It is interesting that like this one city here might play such an important role in the game if Gilgamesh just cannot reach it. Okay. But if I had to guess, I would say that Zara will probably fight with Gilgamesh before this game is over. I could be wrong. Zara finishes rock and roll. Zara culturally flips it. That would be hilarious. Is that actually a possibility? No, not quite. Unfortunately, it's not quite. That would be hilarious if he culturally flipped the last city. Zara would need to have cultural control of the tile, which he does not at the moment. What's the actual culture points on this tile? Justinian has 93.36. Zara has 80.26. So it's a 1,300 spread advantage for Justinian right now. I'll check again on the next turn to see if that's going down. We have had a culture flip kill before. Well, we had the Apostolic Palace kill. I don't know if we had a culture flip kill. We had an Apostolic Palace kill. Okay. It's actually going in the wrong direction. Justinian's culture increased. So it's actually going in the wrong direction for Samarkand to flip. So that's not going to happen. Over here, yeah, seriously, just get some siege units over here. Anyway, Karakorum will get captured, Old Sarai will get captured, and then Justinian will be below Saladin and score. But I'm just not sure Gilgamesh can get to him, which is literally the only thing standing between him and winning the game, because I think he could beat Zara without too much trouble at this point. Look at this conga line of units. Zara, that's nice for him to get Christo, because that means he doesn't have to deal with Anarchy anymore. He can just flip civics and not waste time. If Giggles take... Oh, that is interesting. Could he paradrop to take... No. That's a great point. He might be able to paradrop to here. That's actually true. He might be able to do that, but wouldn't he have to build an airport for that? So I guess that is a possibility. I guess that is a possibility. I don't know. What is the range for airdropping? I actually so rarely engage in those mechanics. I actually don't know. Gilgamesh with tanks. Yeah, he's been delaying tanks for ages right now, but him having tanks, he is going to be pretty monstrous with the tanks. Look at the cannon coming forward. I still don't know why he won't just take some siege units and come drop the defenses. I don't know what he's doing at Thessalonica. Over here seems to be the only place where anything's happening. But yeah, maybe if he builds an airport, he could paradrop, I guess. Or it's 5 tiles? Okay. I guess you're right. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess he could paradrop onto that tile. So maybe he will be able to paradrop there. We so rarely have that come up as an issue, but he's been paradropping a lot elsewhere. So maybe that would be an interesting way to get a kill. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Of course, he also has to take Thessalonica at some point. Paratroopers are not going to be able to paradrop past infantry, but tanks might be able to bully their way in there. It only works 4 tiles from your culture. Zara's culture is too dominant for him to have friendly territory in the area. Well, I mean, Karakorum's going to be able to control. Like, there's not going to be... I don't know, maybe. Like, there's not going to be any Ethiopian culture on this tile, right? It's like if Karakorum hits 100 culture, right? Like, 1, 2... I don't know. Ninghassia should control... Wait a minute. 80%. 20, 40, 60... Ninghassia will... I don't know. Maybe not. You need to already have the units in Ninghassia, too. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Nothing against Justinian, but, like, obviously I would prefer to see... If Gilgamesh is actually the strongest AI, I'd prefer to see him win and not be left unable to win because of something really silly, like he literally can't reach this, and then the AI will refuse to declare war because they're already in a war. We've seen that happen before. Okay, Saladin is not plotting war. He also might be able to outrace Zara to space if it comes to space, is also a possibility. I still don't understand why he hasn't conquered this city over here yet. But like that line of cities in the Antarctic that Zara went out of his way to found definitely seems like they're doing a lot right now. Gilgamesh feels too far behind. Yeah, I mean it would be tricky, but it's not impossible. Clearly, he would win by domination if he fights Zara. Like obviously, he's won the war with Justinian, and now the question is, can he actually defeat Justinian completely? He will 100% declare war on Zara very very quickly if he can actually eliminate Justinian. But again, he won't start a new war if he's already in a war. Okay, here comes a stack of tanks over here. And it's just that one city, Samarkand, down here. There's almost nothing in that city either. There's literally 3 units in there. So it wouldn't take a lot to get down there. If the AI actually knew how to like pick up units and drop them, to be able to take them out pretty quickly. All right, so now the question is, will he ever be able to get units over there? Here comes another big, okay, here comes a big stack to finally take Thessalonica. That won't be around for much longer. Justinian out here founding, oh, he actually did found a new city. That's wild. Okay. That's wild. Out here founding new cities. Iconic. But yeah, I think he might just get stuck here. Yeah, well, so these units, yeah, he can't reach that territory, and I think Justinian's just going to be stuck there with the 2 cities in the corner, and I think Zara might just never fight. I think we might just be stuck here. So obviously what Gilgamesh should do is sign a peace treaty, but the AI doesn't like to do that because they're like, well, I'm beating this guy. I'm so much stronger than him. Why would I sign a peace treaty? I can beat this guy. And they just don't realize they can't reach them. Which would put 2 more people, yeah, which would put 2 more people in the wildcard game in kind of a silly fashion. Saladin almost has observatories. Saladin almost has observatories, yeah. So he can load troops on transports, but the AI basically never does that. And the AI basically never does that. I don't remember seeing the AI ever load up units on transports and actually pull off like a successful attack. Anyway, UN Secretary General vote. We'll just check in diplomatically real quick. So Saladin is unlikely to vote for Gilgamesh. Justinian will vote for Zara, but he's basically dead at this point. UN can force open borders. Is that actually true? Is that one of the resolutions? I don't think it is. Is it? I don't believe that that's a resolution. I don't think that that's actually a resolution. Oh, no, there is an open borders one. You're right. There is actually an open borders one. Okay. Interesting. Oh, yeah, and the UN could also stop the war. That's also true. The UN could actually stop the war, which would allow Gilgamesh then to plot against Zara. All right, so there we go. Gilgamesh is the leading candidate, as expected. Saladin voted for him for the UN, but I don't think he'd vote for the Diplo outcome. So now the question is just, can he actually reach Samarkand down here? Oh, I guess Ethiopian culture didn't. Never mind, I must have misread that. So there is actually a slight chance that this could flip, but of course Iconium, the settler that popped out and went over here, now means even if Samarkand were to flip, it wouldn't matter. So the sad thing is, I feel like we're probably just going to sit here with Gilgamesh unable to reach these last 2 cities. And then we just next turn until the game ends by like spaceship or something. Oh, there's actually a revolt in Samarkand. Are you kidding me? City actually revolted. So if he hadn't built the settler Iconium, that actually could be it. Victories here. Okay, yeah, so Gondar went legendary. The problem is Lalibela is the 3rd city, and it's nowhere close at all. Like, this city is 74 turns away. I'm pretty sure spaceship hits before that. So as we see, unless a conflict starts, I thought for sure that Zara would start a fight. Oh, Zara, Zara! Oh no! Oh no, Zara, no! No, Zara, no! Oh, he might be going to fight Saladin. You're true. He could easily be going to fight Saladin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He might be going to fight Saladin. Yeah, that's very possible, actually. Very possible he's declared. Let's. Well, we'll see. I mean, he sure hates. He really hates Gilgamesh. But he could just be attacking Saladin. It's true. Well, I wish I had someone who was plus 24 with me. Yeah, seriously. Let's just look at where they are in the tech tree, respectively, real quick. Once we're through this turn. So Zara is the tech leader. He doesn't need that many more techs. Let's see. He's on laser, which is an optional tech. Does give you very good units, though. Mobile artillery and mobile SAMs are very good units. But he does not have modern armor unlocked yet. So he needs what? About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more techs to do the spaceship. And Gilgamesh is, okay, definitely a bit behind. Gilgamesh probably cannot outrace him to space. I think that's right. He is going for early mechs, which are a very good unit for the AI, because like almost everything upgrades to mechs, and the AI does not use a lot of the late game stuff super well. So that'll help him if it does come down to a straight up military confrontation. But I mean, as we said, Zara could also just be plotting against Saladin as well. Yeah, and I don't think there's any way that Gilgamesh can get down here. I just don't think he can get through. Gilgamesh, wait, is Gilgamesh actually gonna, if Gilgamesh actually built the internet, that would be, no, there's no way for him to get 2 people to discover the tech. I was going to say that might actually be a smart way to pick up some techs, but it only gives you a tech known by 2 other people, not 1. So that wouldn't actually help him. Anyway, we're just chilling here to see if Zara can make it out of here. All right, free speech is not going to do anything to change the overall situation in this game, regardless of if it passes or not. Iconia might have saved Justinian. It might. All right, so Justinian. Apparently, the AI likes to defy resolutions when there's like they have like no population left, which is so random. I don't really understand why that happened. But they like to do, and the world considers you a villain. I mean, every turn he has about 3% odds to die. Well, to have Samarkand disappear, at least. Zara not exactly racing to finish the spaceship here. 10-turn fiber optics. He's obviously upgrading some units. I guess he's upgrading to the... Oh, it is Saladin, you guys. It is Saladin, is the one that he's declaring on. It's not... You guys who predicted Saladin were right. It's not Gilgamesh. He didn't suicide, so he is gonna presumably take out Saladin here. And once again, for Gilgamesh, well, it actually happened. Samarkand actually flipped. So there's one city remaining, Iconia. The fact that Justinian built a settler and ran it out here is absolutely crazy. That literally might be the difference between Gilgamesh winning and Zara winning. Justinian building a settler in a size 1 city and running it out over here. Yeah, capitals can flip. This is not Civ 3. In Civ 3, capital cities can't flip. And then in Civ 5, Civ 6, Civ 7, there's a bunch of weird stuff associated with the capitals. In Civ 4, there's nothing special about your capital. It can definitely flip. Who gets kill credit for a culture flip? Well, whoever flipped the city, obviously. Now, Iconium will not flip because there's no cultural pressure on this one. But unless Gilgamesh can somehow get units down there, he can have the world's largest military all he wants, and he will not sign peace with Justinian, even though he really should. He won't sign peace, and he'll just be stuck in this situation. And he'll just stand there while Zara launches the spaceship. Zara could plant another city. I guess so. But right now, at least we get to watch something while these turns are going on. I mean, Saladin is not long for this world, so that's good. At least we can keep another leader from going to the wildcard game, because we have an overstuffed wildcard game already. I mean, this is not going to take very long. Saladin has fought bravely, but he's just gotten outscaled to the most ridiculous degree. So yeah, unless like some troops can no, but there's not even room to paradrop down there now. He would have to bring units over by sea, and AI just doesn't do that in this game. They just don't do that. So that one city, I think, is... Oh, this is open markets, not open borders. Ah, I was like open borders, but no, it's open markets. It's trade routes. I mean, Saladin is just getting absolutely ripped to shreds here. Is Gilgamesh still making units? I think he is. I think he is still in war mode here. Succeeds, okay. I think he is. I mean, the sad thing is, once again, I've got the score... What? What? Justinian signed peace with Gilgamesh. What? Whoa! Whoa! Gilgamesh with the 800 IQ play. He actually signed peace. Whoa! I am shocked. I cannot believe that he actually signed peace with a one city civ. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, Gilgamesh absolutely hates Zara. He's furious towards him. Oh my god. I have never seen the AI do that before. That's incredible. Is he plotting war? Not yet. But hold on. Hold on. Zara hasn't made it out with his spaceship just yet. I mean, Saladin is not long for this world. Saladin is very dead here. Very, very dead to this force right here. With, we can't even see the graphs anymore because they all have so much. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of power. So Saladin will be dead very, very shortly here. I would expect the big endgame clash here between these two. And then the question is, can if they fight, can Gilgamesh stop? By the way, I love seeing the cities just with no units in them. That's when gunships kill them. You can actually, if you have a big tech edge, you can use gunships to kill the defenders, and then you just paratroop in units to do the actual city capture. Well, that didn't take very long. Let's go! At the very least, we get the late game showdown we were hoping for. That takes us to 10. We might hit the 10 war declarations on the nose, too. Alright, Aksum hits legendary culture. The problem is Lalibela is a long way away. Where's Lalibela? Here. This one's still... Yeah, 65 turns. That's not happening. Maybe if Zara turns on the slider, but otherwise that's not happening. Okay, this is an 87 unit stack. Now, the problem for Zara, in addition to being in this war, is I think Zara's units are... A lot of them are up here in Saladin territory. So they are not well positioned to deal with this attack. So let's just cover the units both sides have real quickly. So Zara has the edge in the sense that he has mobile SAMs and he has mobile artillery, which are good units. He also has gunships and jet fighters. In contrast, Gilgamesh does not have any of that. Does not have gunships, which are very good against tanks. But he does have mechs, which are very, very good units in the hands of the AI, because they just flood the map with mechs. And the two movements really key. So, and he's going to have gunships relatively soon. So then the question is, who's going to have modern armor, which is the other really, really big unit here. Interesting. I think this is going to stalemate. But Gilgamesh's power is a lot higher. It's like double. If you want the unit counts real quickly. Gilgamesh has 623 units. And Zara has 258. Are you sure this is going to stalemate? Because I'm not convinced that this is going to stalemate. Just the way that this is working here. Gilgamesh first, Justinian's second ticket is still alive. It's actually not, because Gilgamesh would win by domination before Justinian could ever climb into second place on score. So it's actually not. But Gilgamesh first by domination is very much in play at this point. All right. Zara does have Zara and Gilgamesh are both locked into a top 2 finish. I don't think either of them can drop low enough that they drop out of the top two. Maybe I'm wrong. I've seen weird things happen in Civ 4. But I think the two of them are probably locked into a top two finish. By the way, a lot of fighting going on right now. I like that Gilgamesh did not waste time. He just immediately launched that war. Gilgamesh actually has less land area than Zara, which is kind of funny. Gilgamesh has almost 50% more population, but he actually has less land area because the borders are so enormous from Zara everywhere. We also need to refresh the map so we can catch any city captures that might take place. Please show Saladin's lands. Well, Saladin is dying, but he actually has an empty city over here, which is hilarious. But he's also clinging on with Basra here, with Khorasan in the north, and then this empty city over here. Gilgamesh by domination. It's starting to look better. He still has a way to go. We're going to have to see. Let's do a couple turns, then we'll check the power graph and see what's updated. Again, mechs win 1v1 against tanks, and almost every unit upgrades into mechs. So the AI just builds a ridiculous number of mechs, and then they win the 1v1s against tanks. So that's why I think... Okay, Saladin... Okay, so Medina captured. Okay. Let's do one more turn, and then we'll update the power graph again to see who's got the edge here. Is that... Yeah, and like mechs win against mobile artillery. I mean, they don't do collateral, which is what mobile artillery do, but... The mechs are just really... It's like just due to the way that the AI plays, mechs tend to be better. And they all have march, so they constantly heal on their own every turn, too. And it's just like a unit that's kind of idiot-proof, which is what the AI benefits from. So anyway, I'm not trying to go on and on about mechs. By the way, this is Zara's main stack right here. He has 87 units here. Let's see what's going on in terms of the graph. It's a little hard to see with these. Yeah, it's not going great for Zara. It's not going great, you guys. So Gilgamesh is at... You can see, he lost over 100 units. Like, it's heavy, heavy fighting. He's at 571 units. But Zara is at 199. Yeah, that's... I mean, he just... Looks like he's winning the struggle at the moment. I'm trying to see what the next city to be... And like the other thing to look at is what border cities are going down, because the border cities always fall first. And like in this conflict, these two border cities fell. If Gondar falls, that's a disaster for Zara, because this is a legendary city. It has 1 billion infrastructure in it. It has the civilization jewels is in here. Like Zara cannot lose this city. The game is over if he loses this. And it looks like that might be the next target, because I see a lot of mechs up here. And Zara's on fusion, which gives him the engines, but does not actually do anything to help him military-wise. Right? Or is that that's not the one that unlocks mechs, is it? I'm trying to think. No, see, this gives him a great engineer, but it doesn't do anything to help him militarily. Like, that will not unlock a unit that helps him. Anyway, Justinian and Zara. Wait, Zara defied a resolution? What? That's just going to give him 5 unhappiness in every city. What an idiot. Let's, again, find a city that doesn't have the Globe Theater in it. I mean, he just added 5 unhappiness in every city. That's crazy. Oh, Justinian, yeah, Justinian has passed Saladin in score, which I don't understand. If you're wondering how can a one city be higher in score, it's because techs count for points, and all the techs he has are accounted for in that score. Anyway, here's Zara's big stack. He will probably take New Sarai, I would think, because he's got all those units there. Let's just see if this city gets captured. These turns take a long time to process. Yeah, I expected that city to get captured there. The problem is, look what just fell. The city I said that Zara could not afford to lose just fell. And this is a vastly more valuable city than anything that just got taken. Yeah, that's one of the legendary cities, right? Yeah, that was one of the legendary cities. And Xi'an also got captured. Oh, okay. Well, that will... These will get snapped up by Gilgamesh pretty soon. I think it's not going well here. Will Zara die before Gilgamesh hits domination? Very unlikely. Because Gilgamesh is already at... He already has the population requirement. He's at 45% land. No, there's no way There's no way he could kill Zara before he hits domination at this point. How far is Gilgamesh? He's at 45%. Good question. But like Xi'an just got snapped up. Baghdad. He actually can make gains the easiest in Saladin's territory because Saladin, this is like very poorly defended. So he can actually capture this pretty easily. Where is the big Zara stack, by the way? It's right here. Right here. 58, but it is getting whittled down. It's down to 58 units remaining. By the way, I love that Justinian is on a 250 turn flight research. It looks like Saladin with 2 cities and Justinian with 1 are in fact going to survive this game at the moment, amazingly. So far, Aksum has not been getting pressured, but Nicomedia is. This is just straight up raw paratroopers. Yep, Nicomedia getting taken. And Gilgamesh will actually equal Zara in military tech when he finishes the laser. But like he's starting to take really key cultural, really key core cities. And Zara just can't keep up at this point. So like here's still the Zara stack, but like it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, not really doing anything. The city Baghdad's getting, oh my god, that's such a monster stack there. Monster stack there. We're not going to get time victory. Time victory takes until turn 500. That is not happening. This game probably has about 10 turns left in it. Because Gilgamesh, as an AI starts to collapse, the pace of conquest actually accelerates. I would say between turn 355 and 360. This game will, let me put it this way, this game will not go past turn 360, is my prediction. Because, like, look, it's accelerating in the wrong direction right now. Yeah, it's already turned 340. We are getting pretty late in this game. That's my prediction. The game does not get to turn 360. It'll be over before then. I think it will probably hit turn 350, but I don't think it goes too much further past that. As I said, especially because Gilgamesh is taking a lot of territory in former Arabia right now. And yes, Saladin is still alive. Stop the war. Oh no, this is stop the war against Saladin. It's not stop the war against Zara. It's stop the war against Saladin. So that there's no rescue there coming for what's his name for Zara. Where is this stack go? Oh my god, why this stack has 200 units in it, which apparently has decided to go take out the Tundra. So okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Gilgamesh will take his time about doing this, but even when the AI doesn't really know what it's doing, sooner or later it stumbles its way into the cities that it wants to take. Justinian will defy this, probably. Or actually, I think Saladin is going to defy this, because for some reason, that civs that are dying... Oh, it actually succeeded. Okay, no one blocked that, interestingly enough. By the way, Zara is also close to losing his capital here. So Saladin will survive, it looks like. This is the capital where the spaceship's under production. It would be very wise for Gilgamesh to go take this, because Saladin, or what's his name? Zara does have some progress towards the spaceship. Sadly for him, he now is not likely to... He can't win by culture at this point. Oh my god, the paratrooper swarm! The paratrooper swarm! Absolutely just landing paratroopers everywhere. That severe losses taking that, but Deborah Berhan, I'm unfamiliar with that city, but it does go down. And meanwhile, there's also progress being made in former Arabia as well. And then this city looks like it's about to fall too. No nukes, by the way. No one's been launching nukes in this conflict, which is a little surprising. So Gilgamesh's score percentage has not gone up a lot. If he were to take Aksum, he would increase the culture under his territory by a lot, but he hasn't gone in that direction yet. This stack has 200 units in it, so whatever that stack goes after will die instantly. And he is opening up territory down here in the south. Watch Gilgamesh gift Saladin's core back. I mean, it's unlikely that he's going to give back something unless it has a lot of... Wait, why did Gilgamesh... He just converted back to Christianity again? Did he waste a turn of anarchy doing that? Out of curiosity, he was like, I always wanted to be Christian all along anyway. Or did he manage to capture Christo? Where is Christo Redentor? Nope, still in Ethiopia. I guess he burned a turn of anarchy for that. He just wanted to be Christian again. Very badly. Or no, never mind. Not again. He took the Christian holy city. That's right. Which has 43 cities following it. That's almost the whole world. I guess he just decided he really wanted that religion. But anyway, so Zara only has a couple of spaceship techs left. The problem is there's no way he can build the spaceship before he just dies here. Because like cities are falling almost every turn. Gilgamesh returns Saladin's core to him, delays victory long enough to kill Zara. So Justinian can come in second. That's probably not going to happen. Yeah, like this city's about to fall. That city has not been targeted yet. Justinian has a naval-going ship. He has a frigate over here. Hey there, thanks for chatting for the first time. Deborah Burhunt was founded by Tsar Yakub in response to a miraculous light that was seen in the sky, believing this was a sign from God, showing his approval for the death by stoning. Is this actually true? I'd like to believe that story is true. Well, I don't want to believe the stoning to death by heretics. That sounds awful. Or am I being trolled in the chat here? I don't know. Anyway, it looks like Aksum is now coming under targeting. So Zara is going for robotics, which would help. But it's a little late at this point. Where did that 200 unit stack go anyway? Oh, New Sarai changes hands yet again. Zara finishes another shrine amazingly. So Gilgamesh is up to 50% now. It might seem like he has not made much progress, but again, if he can take like Aksum, it's going to free up an immense amount of culture. Aksum's culture is actually reaching out to this tile. I know that sounds crazy, but like here's the initial ring, right? The initial 9 tiles: 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 100%. It actually stretches all the way out here. So if he took Aksum and Lalibela, it would open up an immense amount of culture. Just for whatever reason, he's not targeting those cities. I don't really know why. Why the AI decides to target the cities it does is always hard to understand. And a lot of these cities that were captured earlier are starting to come out of resistance too, which will also obviously add more culture. I still don't think this game gets to turn 360. I'm prepared to be wrong, but I think it will be over before then. Because just, okay, they actually had to have another Secretary General vote because it's been time. All right, here comes a bunch of paratroopers. So Aksum lost all of its cultural defenses. Zara was even in a golden age. If you're wondering how in the world did this city lose all its defenses, well, either mobile artillery is rolled up, but more likely there's bombers just taking out the defenses from the air. And here comes the monster sect. So Aksum's about to go down very shortly here. And there it goes. And Zara's score is still dropping pretty fast. There's no way Zara drops below Justinian, right? There's no way that can happen. There's no way his score can drop below. The game will be over before then, right? Yeah, that gained almost 5% of territory just like that. Saladin signs a pact with Justinian. That's insane. No, it's too many techs. Too many techs. Justinian has one city with 2 pop. Too many techs for that to happen. No way that happens. Zara would have to die completely, and yeah, that's just not happening. No way. But you can see now the purple borders are really taking control of everything as we hit turn 350. So again, my prediction was the game would see turn 350, but would not get to turn 360. Now, oh, and just like that, Gilgamesh is at 60%. I told you guys it would increase fast. He's at 81% of world population at this point. If he takes one more city in the core, that'll be it. I think Lalibela is going to go down in 2 turns. I think Lalibela will end this game. Yeah, like this city's not threatened at the moment. Mecca and Medina are still being held. So somehow it looks like we're going to have 2 more civs survive again. 1 civ with 2 cities and 1 with 1. Justinian surviving is wild. That means we basically have to do 2 wildcard games because we're going to have too many civs to do 1 game. Yes, let's look at the Gilgamesh unit count just for laughing. just for silliness sake. I want to point out too, I also really, really went back and forth between Gilgamesh and Justinian. I had a lot of difficulty trying to figure out who to pick, but it looks like I did actually get it right this game. Okay, he has 534 units. Interesting. I thought he'd have more than that. I guess he is losing. So he is losing a lot of units in the fighting. It's just he's killing even more, and he's rebuilding them. And Zara's down to 32. Gilgamesh is at 534. And then Saladin has 4 units. And Justinian has 10. So does Justinian have 10? Yep, you can see there's his 10 units. Saladin having 4 units. How is that even possible? 2 rifles, a grenadier. And, okay, I guess the count must be off a little bit because he has like 8 units. So that must be off in some respect. Anyway. But, yeah, I mean, yeah. You can see that. We'll zoom in again. So, like, there was a dip, and then that was it, where Zara was just the total shark fin. All right, I expect the game will end on this turn when Lalibela gets captured. Oh, you have to add the free unit support? Okay. You guys are right. Normally the free unit supports is kind of irrelevant. Good point. Because, like, the free unit support... Okay, I guess you're right. I guess you got to add the free support. So Zara, that's a great point. So Gilgamesh actually has 630 units. And then Zara has 50-something units. Good call there. I actually did not know that it worked that way. It figures when we go down to very small numbers, we can figure it out. So there's your 9 units. Okay, I learned something. I actually did not know that. Anyway, it would be fun if Zara got pushed below Justinian, but frankly, Zara deserves the top 2 finish based on how he played in this game. Anyway, I think Lalibela gets captured here, and I think that's the end of the game. Maybe I'll wait one more turn. I guess we're going to wait one more turn to keep paratrooping in more units. All right, I guess we get one more turn here. Did we have anything? We had another city captured up there. So, I mean, if this game were to continue, then Zara would get eliminated. But, like, that's why we have domination in this game. Gilgamesh is right there. He's at 63.01. Obviously, when this city falls, it's going to open up a ton of cultural space. So that will end the game. I don't know why the deal... Did we have a peace treaty canceled with Saladin? All right. That will definitely put him over the top. And that'll end the game here. Turn 353, cultural or domination victory. All right. Hey, I finally got a winner. Yes! And the pool 1 leader. We actually had a pool 1 leader win. We finally had a pool 1 leader win. We did continue the curse of the favorite. The favorite's doing so poorly. I think the favorite has failed every single game in the picking contest so far, which shows that for all that we do this, maybe we don't know a darn thing after all, given that the favorites keep doing so badly. Yeah, my luck turned. It was the million birds. For those who are just watching this, before this game, I do the Final Fantasy V stream. We had this ridiculous thing where these stupid Tote Avis birds kept attacking my party. We got 6 of these birds. Anyway, that you can watch that stream later. I don't want to get too off track here, but these stupid birds kept attacking. It was really annoying. Okay, let's talk about what the key things in this game. I think a couple things happened early in this game that were super key. First thing, Justinian does not found his own religion. What? Like, what? A game where Justinian doesn't found a religion is so weird. So instead, Zara comes over here and founds a religion, and then that kind of culturally crushed Justinian. I do wonder how this game plays out if Justinian founds one of the 2 religions. It's got to be very, very different if Justinian actually founds one of the opening 2 religions. So that's really key. Another big turning moment in this game, Gilgamesh getting this city here. Because he and Mao were both in competition. Think how different this game is if Mao gets this city here, and Mao, like, actually becomes a half-decent size if he gets this. But no, Gilgamesh gets this, and then he squeezes him out of a spot over here, too, which just left Mao completely useless in this game. I was right that Mao would be culturally crushed, but it didn't have to be that bad. So that was another big thing. One of the main dominant features in this game is Zara spreads his religion first to Justinian and then to Gilgamesh. And the 3 of them work together really, really well in this game. A scenario could easily have happened where Zara number one, does not found his own religion. Number two, does not spread it very well. So when Genghis Khan attacks, which of course he was going to do, maybe Mao piles in, maybe Gilgamesh piles in, maybe Justinian has his own religion and he piles in. So there was every reason to think that there could have been a dogpile against Zara, and I actually think he's going to get dogpiled in a lot of these games when we do the alternate histories. But that doesn't happen. Instead, he forms this big, really strong alliance with Justinian that dominates the game. Genghis Khan gets taken out by the two of them. Meanwhile, Gilgamesh very wisely bides his time, pounces on Mao, eliminates him for a big jump that puts him up here. Now the game was very, very close. We had this three-way competition, and the game was tight. Any of these three, I think, could have won. So the way the diplomacy breaks out was super important, and the way it works out is we kind of end up with these dueling 1v1s. We have the Zara versus Saladin, and then we have the Gilgamesh versus Justinian. And unfortunately for Justinian, he just wasn't as strong as Gilgamesh. He also did this. He signed a peace treaty and gave away a city, which was just weird. I really think if that war had continued, like if they had just fought, I think it would have been a stalemate for the most part. And then Zara would have just continued grinding through Saladin, and I think he would eventually take him over. And then Zara probably wins, and Justinian probably gets second. Probably. But instead, they signed that peace treaty, which is really noteworthy. And then instead, what is it? Gilgamesh declares war on Zara, followed by Justinian attacking. But then we got that really key peace treaty, right? To get Gilgamesh out of the 2v1. Zara then signs peace with Gilgamesh, which he should not have done. He should have stayed at peace in the 2v1. As soon as they sign peace, it allows Gilgamesh to just go through and take out Justinian. And then we get the endgame stalemate where I thought we were just going to have Zara launch off to space. But then no, the incredible, I mean, we have the late game war with Zara against Saladin. But no, we have the incredible Justinian signing peace. I cannot believe that Gilgamesh was willing to sign peace. I have literally never seen that before. And as we said, the 800 IQ play, which then allows him to go to war with Zara. I must have missed the war declaration. Where was that? Here it is. Gilgamesh declares war on Zara. And then Gilgamesh just wins that en route to domination. So this game could have played out so many different ways. Like this game was very, very close. I think that the big takeaways were that Gilgamesh was a strong leader on this map. I don't think he got lucky. I think he was a strong leader. I think Justinian was also probably weaker in this game than he is in a lot of the alternate histories, because he just got so crushed by that holy city of Zara. I think Justinian absolutely can win a bunch of these games. And then Zara, if he doesn't get dogpiled, I think we saw a good Zara scenario in this game. I think there are games where Zara just gets absolutely overrun early. But if that does not happen, if we get this scenario, which is the Zara gets a holy city, Zara makes allies, you saw he was really strong on this map. A very deserving top two. I think all three of these were deserving top twos, but the chips, just one of them was going to have to not top two, and Justinian got the loser shank here. The good news is he gets to try again in the wildcard game, so we'll get to see him again, and I guess we'll see Saladin again. Saladin played a pretty mediocre game. I did not think this was a very good Saladin game here, but he still survives, so we'll get another chance. I just want to see the games where Justinian gets his own religion. How does this game play out where Justinian gets a religion? Like, he almost always does. I don't know. He obviously is going to go for religion in some of these starts. He just didn't do it this time for some reason. And it just threw all of us off when he didn't go for religion. All right. Whew, what a game. Really, really entertaining game.